Evening, everybody.
That's right.
It's Thursday night. It's 9 p.m. We are just past Atlanta Braves baseball on the Superstation. But welcome to What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hanging in there.
All right.
Hello. I think I'm kind of advanced because it's only 6 p.m. Yeah.
Right. That just means that you have access to time travelers in the future.
Right.
Mark, welcome to the world of tomorrow.
You're 3 hours younger than us.
That's it. I'll be done in an hour before you guys even start. That's great.
But yes, in case you missed the thumbnail for this week's episode, Mark is out west. He is in Bend, Oregon, at the ancestral Weber home. What'd you say the name of the Rob? What'd you say?
Weber's Glen.
Weber's Glen.
Yeah. High tech. Welcome to my mom's sewing room.
Or that. Yeah, one of the two.
Is that formerly Mark's bedroom?
Long time ago, my first bedroom.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. That's usually what happens. The sewing room is usually what that used to be.
That's it. And then when
Are there still nudie mags in the air vent, like hidden away?
Good call. Fire hazard just waiting. Like half of Oregon isn't already on fire, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, this was my first bedroom and when my big brother Mike went away to college, I got to move into the 10% bigger room down the hall. That was a good day, right? Like I was hanging posters the day he left. Get out, beat it.
I was going to say nothing says don't come back like a fresh wave of posters.
That's it. Let me get my Costa Coast Brothers Ricky Henderson poster up.
Immediately putting up the blacklight Jimi Hendrix.
I can only imagine the fist fights between that one up there and the boy when I
right.
They wouldn't let us because our folks were smart enough to know you would never leave.
I did occasionally come home to visit. I was only an hour and a half away.
like a gangrenous pustule, never quite cleaned out all the way. Rob would return. But as you can see, of course, joining us here in the top row, former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro, the Honcho Mark Weber.
Yep, home sweet home. And before people give me too much credit for working on vacation, right? Like vacation is when you don't have to do the things you don't want to do. So, of course, I'm doing the podcast on vacation. I like doing the podcast.
We pay better than your other gig right now.
You got that right. Be honest, that's a low bar.
Right. Hey, when you get home, though, you will have some payment waiting for you. So more on that later.
I like that.
In the bottom row, he is 1 week into the school year, 2 days with kids into the school year. It's rack time, Rob.
Hi, everybody. If I suddenly just go, you'll understand why now.
If he just thumps off, if there's just all of a sudden you see Rob's scalp followed by that, then you'll know what happened. You'll know what happened.
It must be why we got such a quality guest today, just in case he becomes the literal third wheel.
Right. We needed a guest who could talk for hours and hours, and Joe Slepsky was last week.
Right.
So we decided to go with Eric Aranya this week. That's right. Former
Hello
and boss fight designer Eric Aranya on the big program. Back for round, I don't know, is this 2, 3? I can't keep track.
I mean, years and years ago, I used to be on the show all the time.
Right. But what I've determined is, at this point, if it happened before YouTube era of What's on Joe Mind. Our fans don't remember it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've
So
just-
yeah,
we-
I think it's 2, maybe 3. I don't
We
remember.
have waved colorful pictures in their face, and they don't remember anything else anymore.
They're like, what? Who's that?
It's like the NFL before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right. You guys have never talked to Larry Hama. Yes, we have 5 times. Larry
enough-
says hello to me at shows. Yeah, we have.
Mhm.
we've had him on enough that he said stop calling.
They all say stop calling, Mark. We just get lucky that sometimes they don't start saying that until after they've done the show.
Yeah.
Some of them are smarter than that.
It's the first time you meet them. If they say stop calling, that's the issue. They're like, oh yeah, your reputation precedes you.
Yeah.
Don't
Right.
call me.
Right. It's like me dating in college. But
Yeah, they say the first date's always the hardest. I always found the second one the hardest to lasso.
Josiah Alcorn is super chats on. Super chats are always on. You knew the answer to that. You put in a super chat. Thank you for that, by the way.
That's his plan.
Job along in Toy City. So this is the room where Mark's love of G.I. Joe began.
Yeah, matter of fact, on that wall, which is now a bookcase, I had long, like 9-foot shelves with the GI Joes all set up individually on them, like floor to ceiling. I had the Rattler, the Sky Striker, the Tomahawk, and the Dragonfly suspended by fishing wire from the ceiling on model
Nice.
bolts. So this was a good Joe room back in the day. Not much GI Joe in it now.
It's because you have to check under the floorboards.
I mean, it hasn't been my room since '89.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I can't really play butthurt. I mean, I could, but what?
The gunny Dennis Fleming Gene will not be joining us tonight. The university he works for has move-in this weekend. Ooh,
Good luck. Good luck,
Right.
Gene.
right.
And they
Not
want the strong. They want the strongest military presence possible.
We need to send a portion of super chat funds tonight aside for Gene's icy hot fund.
Yeah. Icy hot and Tylenol.
And ammo replenishment. Yeah.
Tweet yourself says it's back to school with Thornton Mellon. That's what Mark's doing this week. Phil Donnelly says I could tell you guys to stop calling. It wouldn't matter, Phil. We'd bully you into showing up. It's fine.
It's
You
bad.
can't quit us, Phil.
Yeah, it's one of the downsides of living at Disneyland 6 days a week.
Right.
Is we always know where to get you. So.
Right.
We have it in with Goofy.
Mhm.
Dopey's our guy.
Right. Dopey's the mole.
Dopey owes us a favor.
I mean, really, if there's going to be one character that was a fan of this show, you'd figure it would have to be Dopey.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd have to be Dopey. 20 minutes into some wrestling sidebar, you know, oh yeah, it's Dopey. Dopey's the guy.
Yeah.
But Josiah Alcorn again with the super chat. Gaz is in the chat.
Well, hello.
Hi, Gaz.
Mhm.
Where's Gaz? Oh, here he is. Here's Gaz. Evening, fellas. There's Gaz. That's a new name. Welcome to the show. Be sure you do all that cool YouTube stuff. You know, hit the thumbs up because you love us. Hit the subscribe button because you really love us. Share us in all of your social media circles and all that good business. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. Terry Hawkins accurately asking, what kind of Mickey Mouse outfit is this?
I prefer Donald.
You should see
Right,
it when
right.
Phil-
This is
yeah,
definitely a Donald show or a Goofy show.
you should see it when Phil's here
Yeah.
with his AT-AT popcorn dispenser. And
Joe Amazing Stories with a happy Thursday. I think that's a new name too. We don't see that one very often. Well, welcome to the program. One of these days, I'm going to insult somebody by welcoming them to the show when I did that like 6 months ago. And just,
You know how many
Please.
people I meet and I'm like, great to meet you, and I've met them like 30 times because I'm
no.
My memory is so bad.
When I had, I mean, when I had peer assistants coming into the room, I constantly was referring back to the attendants just to try and get their names. It took me until, November.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm so bad with names. It's like it's so.
I felt so bad for the kids. I was just like,
what's funny about it is that here in the YouTube era, we'll call it, every once in a while, either when I'm with the gang or on my own, I will meet somebody who is a fan of the show, and they will choose not to introduce themselves. They'll say, "Hey, I'm a fan of the show," and I was like, "Yeah, what's your name?" And they'll be like, "No, I don't want you to know my name." At which point their faces become burned into my head, and I have to know, and I will remember them always. But that's the irony.
If you don't tell us your name, we're just going to give you one.
Right?
When I was doing conventions for McFarlane Toys, guys would come up, and if they knew me at all, they knew me as the moderator of their message boards, because McFarlane had them on their homepage, and they would go, "Webb," or "Hey, what's up, Mark?" And I'd say, "Hey, do you know me from the boards?" And then they would say, yeah. And it was kind of a heartening process, because this was like 01, 02, or 03, 04 maybe. And we were just learning how negative the internet skewed.
Right.
And so half the guys I'd meet, I'd say, "Do you know me from the boards?" They'd say, "Yeah." I'd say, "What's your handle?" And they'd say, "Oh, I don't post. I just read. Those guys are idiots." It was like half the people. So I realized the guys I was defanging and reposting all week were the very loud minority.
Yeah.
That most of the people actually liked most of what we did. And then the best part was when I'd come back from the show, the very few real bad apples or just nasty people would be like, "I was at the show, it wasn't very good." And I'm like, "Well, I sold you something. You came by me, and we interact all the time, Wingnut 25, but you sure as hell didn't introduce yourself in person." So I'm glad you got your keyboard shield back up, brother, so we can communicate again. Man.
Was Wingnut 25 actually his name?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, he was a dick.
Right now, Phil Donnelly sitting behind his keyboard going, "He remembers."
Right. Yeah, I got you. I got you, Phil. I got
you. See, Phil wants to show up and mess with the bull. He gets the horns.
That's it.
Hey, there's actually a news item this week. What do you say we get to the news?
Woohoo!
Eventually, I have no idea if that's still going or not.
It took a while, because we could see. I could see the little mic icon. When you're, when it's still muted, and I mean, you had to wait it out.
Oh, remember, folks, Super Chat's going to get new equipment. It's all for new equipment. We desperately need new equipment.
Again, like I said, we're being overcome from the fumes from the gas operated model he's running.
Right? No, it's not the gas. I've moved up to the coal, and the coal produces clean running steam, but there still are some fumes.
Yeah, that coal's burning somewhere.
Right. We can only filter so much. For the record, I was till the very last minute doing show prep stuff. And so while I did get the slideshow done, I did not upload it to StreamYard. So that's what I'm doing right now.
While I'm plugging in my computer.
Right. We're just all going to stop and figure shit out right now.
Right.
We're just gonna have to play that intermission from Monty Python on the Holy Grail.
Right.
Meanwhile, Rob's got his toupee on wrong. Eric forgot to shave.
Forgot. Shave. What is shave?
No, That is magnificent. I'm all on board. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just speaking the overall week-to-week level of professionalism on this broadcast.
2-bit slime show is
Yeah.
almost our calling card. Here we go.
Look at that.
And of course, ironically enough, remember to do all that cool YouTube stuff again. Like the show, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications, etc., etc. Blah, blah, blah. Yakety schmackety. Be sure to leave a big boy comment down below. Lots of big boy comments last week doing the top 5. We got another top 5 this week. So we hope we get everybody playing along with that one. And remember, super chats probably gets you on screen.
Mm-hmm. And buys Daddy a new power cord for his laptop.
That's right.
Yeah. Look at that.
Todd Bradford on the board. New equipment fund. Truly appreciate these live shows. Well, how could you not appreciate the last 90 seconds of pulse pounding podcasting action?
Downloading action.
Senses shattering. Yes.
And Cooter's Garage remembers Wingnut 25.
Dude, back me up. He was an asshole.
The man, the myth, the legend.
What a dick that guy was. Man.
See, Eric, it's fine to swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it just a little bit. That guy. There's no other real good word to describe him.
Sometimes it's what they're shooting for.
Yeah.
Anyways, first news item.
Do.
That's got a West Coast flavor to it, Mark.
Right? You did the tease in was, hey, we have a news item for this week, so let's hit the news. So.
There may be more than one. There may be more than one.
If anything happens.
But hey, sneak peek.
That's not sneak peek.
It is not sneak peek, no. But Mark pointed this out. Some dude on Facebook broke this. It is certainly not our hard work. I forgot to attribute him in the photo, but I don't think he wants us attributing him anyway. But first photo of the Ninja Force Snake Eyes and Jinx 2-pack. Again, privy to the eyes of the honcho Mark Weber. Not to me, not to the guy doing the show for 15 years.
No.
Screw that guy.
No.
He doesn't need to know nothing. But Mark did used to run the brand, so I guess that is something. So Ninja Force Snake Eyes looks kind of like Ninja Force Snake Eyes, unlike the Super 7 counterpart. But I still like him anyway in his big pointy hat. And then Ninja Force Jinx is kind of out of whole cloth. It's tough to tell a whole lot of detail. But Eric Aranya, you're our guest. What do you think?
I mean, classified looks like what classified looks like. I'm not. I don't collect it, so I don't really know. Like I'm this. The figures usually look like what they're supposed to look like. They're just larger with some more detail. Like I don't really know. I mean, I think it's cool that they're doing some Ninja Force stuff. I wish Jinx looked more like classic Ninja Force than like rad. Like
right, I agree.
I'm more of a fan of the bright colors and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I love that Super 7 Ninja Force Snake Eyes figure and Cobra Commander. Like, those figures are cool as hell. Because they're just so much fun.
Right.
All the wacky stuff that Super 7 is doing over there.
They went to such great lengths to faithfully recreate Ninja Force Scarlet and Shebang.
Hey,
So
I designed the Shebang head that's on in that little video.
There you go. See, I mean,
All right.
we get all the creators.
That's why it's so good. Yeah.
Right?
Huh?
That's how it got that job in the video.
Yeah.
So yeah,
all on looks.
but that is an excellent point, Eric. It just doesn't feel like Jinx really fits.
No.
With the other, like obviously Snake Eyes will go. He's got that bright blue that pops.
Yeah, he's got the bright blue. He looks like he's gonna have that like kind of hard mask over the soft mask with the white eyes and
right.
Yeah, I just kind of wish that Jinx had some more color, some more nice bright colors.
Mark Weber, your incomplete first impressions.
I mean, Jinx is really subdued, but if you consider her classic look as fire engine red head to toe,
that's true.
That I kind of get it. I really like that they included a second head. If you want to have, it looks like next to her there, if you want to have a masked Jinx, because that's kind of her standard look. And I like that they, packaging wise at least, they made that the alternate head and gave you the clean shot as the regular. So I'm cool with this, but man, if you're looking, I assume this is the same price point as most of their 2-packs. Shows at least they had the budget for an alternate head here. They didn't put in that Falcon 2-pack, which desperately needed a second head to make up for the melted crayon they put on the first Falcon. So
how come why is Falcon's head so hard to get?
I don't know, like
that 25th Falcon had a terrible head sculpt
too.
too.
I don't know what the deal is with Falcon.
He had the smushy face. It was
head of the Frankenstein bread company,
right?
Which is not a good thing. But when they came out, Eric, it's happened to you. It happens to everybody, right? Where you get something from the factory that's not right.
It's just completely botched.
And the run is so low that they're already done. So day one, you get it and go, nope, that's wrong. You send an email, you get on the Zoom call, and they go, oh, I'm really sorry. It's too late. And you're like, how can minute one of my first review be too late to fix? That's incredibly frustrating. We had that. I always point at the San Diego Comic-Con Rattler we did on Joe that was supposed to be crimson, and it was like pink fuchsia. It was awful. And immediately we went, color's all wrong, and they went, that's a shame because they're all wrong. I'm like, so anyway, that Falcon had such a bad head that when they re-released him for a 2-pack, he got a new head that was good. But I think they could have put a second one with like a smirk or grimace or whatever. Because every fan out there who had the original Falcon would have happily swapped that one out onto their original guy. And they had to know. They knew it was bad before they released it. And I understand that you can't fix it at that point. But to not fix it on a re-release was a huge miss, I think. Because you didn't even have to admit failure or a problem on the first one. Just say, this one's got 2 heads. What you do with it is your choice. But anyway, I'm cool with this. I like the double heads.
I'm taking into
account
that this is our official blurry Sasquatch photo. So
we get those every so often. Rex, Rob, your thoughts on, you got anything for this?
It's tough for me to have any real thoughts because, like I said, I'd like to see a clearer resolution of that Jinx before I pass some final judgment. It could be really interesting in a better light.
Yeah, right. It's.
It does look like is she coming like with a Robin mask with the white outline, with the white pupils and something? That'd be kind of neat.
Looks like it. Yeah. It would be cool, Rob, if they packed one of them out, like walking away and looking over their shoulder.
Yeah.
Sasquatch style. Yeah.
Or like Bill Bixby at the end of the Incredible Hulk style.
No promises, but I might be able to go get Sasquatch and get his opinion on it while I'm bumping around the Pacific Northwest.
You might be a little too far south. You're kind of in tropical climes for
that guy gets around, right?
Yeah.
Summer's hard for him though. When we try to burn down his house all summer long.
Trying, I'd say.
Man, every summer's bad out here with wildfires, but because it was such a dry winter, there was very little snowfall, which hurt the mountain a ton. Ben's a ski town, but it also made the forest everywhere out here extra dry. So it's been a really dangerous summer out in Oregon.
I would say what they could have done is just use that original Falcon head, the ugly one, and just put a bunch of bruised tampos on it, like he'd just been beat with a shoe.
Right? Yeah.
People would have accepted that, I think.
Didn't the Chuckles come with a beaten up interrogated head?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like Bill showed it, the Street Fighter loser heads that they just did at San Diego Comic-Con. That was awesome.
Tell us what you think in the big boy comments down below. Next news item.
You lose.
Hey, we got a bunch of stuff that's available now, just in case you needed to check. We've talked about all this stuff quite a bit in the last few weeks, so we don't want to go into the whole kibitz on it again, unless it's for Eric, our sometime guest. Fatal Fluffies multi-pack, that is for the Reaction Plus line. That is available at Big Bad Toy Store at $49.99. Sergeant Slaughter in the Triple T, you see him in the photo. That is a Pulse exclusive, $109.99. The San Diego Classified Fatal Fluffy is a Pulse exclusive, also $54.99. And then the 2-pack Shipwreck versus Cadet Deming, a Pulse exclusive at $64.99. Last I checked, which was 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock today, everything was still available. And remember, coming soon, August 26th, the Arctic Battle 3-pack. That is the G.I. Joe Steel Core versus the Cobra, Saw Viper, and Night Viper, all in their Arctic gear. Again, no price has been released on that yet, but also going to be a Pulse exclusive. Eric Aranya, any of these that you're looking forward to, or you like the looks of, or I said you're not really doing classified, but
yeah, I think I've only seen the Slaughter Triple T, and of course I've seen the Fatal Fluffies multi-pack, the Super 7 one, and I think that thing's I feel like that Super 7 line started a little iffy with the head sculpts and the faces and stuff, but it has gotten so good. Like every wave gets better and better, and so it looks more and more like it fits in with that original line. And I I'm all about shit like Fatal Fluffies, like ninjas and sci-fi stuff. Like that's my jam when it comes to G.I. Joe. So,
yeah, I'll say the Reaction Plus Fatal Fluffies might be the best figure they've done.
Yeah,
not that I'm a big
so
Fatal
good.
Fluffies guy, but it's really just like that is exactly what I wanted them to look like if they had popped up in 1984. Like that's it right there.
Yeah.
Better than the classified one. The classified one kind of gets the face wrong, but the Reaction Plus gets it right.
Well, classified is all about making everything so badass and rad, and it's like G.I. Joe's kind of corny and kind of weird, and we should embrace that.
Right. It doesn't all have to be 90s comic book fan.
Exactly.
Grown up. Sometimes the sillier aspects should be allowed to be silly.
Sometimes that's part of the charm, is the weird silly stuff.
But any further thoughts on this one, Mark or Rob?
No.
How much have you bought, Rob?
I haven't gotten any of these.
All right. Mark Weber.
I mean, I'm in on the Triple T. I like that they gave it a canopy like it always needed, and that Slaughter looks like a pretty good fig. I'm not a big Fluffies guy, but it's exactly what it should be, right? It's exclusive.
Yeah.
If it was ridiculous, either the production numbers were bigger or it wasn't as big of a hit as maybe they thought it was going to be. But regardless, as a fan, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody who wants one is getting a good shot at it. So that's cool. And Big Bad deserves, I think, a lot of credit here in that aren't their Fluffies a little bit bigger than their standard 3 3/4 figures?
Yeah.
Oh, considerably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like the Fluffies and what's his name? The
Razar?
Yeah, Razar. Like they were much larger than a standard figure.
Or Ramar, or
Ramar, yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. They got Razar, but they couldn't get Acom to sign. So the Authors of Pain thing never happened. But I like that they're putting together a 3-pack that's all bigger than their standard figure, and they're releasing it for $50 when their regular figure is $20.
Yeah.
So
you're getting a discount for buying
very
3.
rarely that used to kind of be the norm, right? Like our figures are $25. we'll do a 2-pack for $44.99 or something. Right?
I will say this
But-
in defense of the industry on that. What I learned over the years was that the factory didn't give you a discount. Like if you ran three single figures at $8 a piece from the factory prices,
Mhm.
and you ran a 3-pack of the same figures, it was going to cost you, $4 a piece. Like we maybe that was because of the quantities we ran and stuff like that, but we never got discount
Right.
on how many figures we did.
And maybe it doesn't happen at all. But it felt like there used to be more discount on the retail price once in a while, but you really don't see it anymore, and you're seeing it here. So they definitely deserve some credit for that, because if it's three slightly bigger guys, they could be charging you $60 and still eating some profit, likely because of the more plastic they're using. So
well, yeah, and also the Ramar and the Fluffies were $20. They didn't mark them up from the normal price of the normal 3 3/4 figures.
Yeah, I think that's great, and I do believe you can still get both San Diego Comic-Con exclusives at Hasbro Pulse, and that's good for fans too. But I'm not. It's funny how often guys rail about how quick something sells out or how long it doesn't, and expect that that's a reflection on the brand or the figure choice, when most of the time it's just a reflection of the production number.
Yeah.
And if you don't know the production number, and no one does, no one who's talking does, then your opinion's pretty much irrelevant, right? Oh, they can't sell the Fatal Fluffies. Well, maybe they made 20,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And they've sold 18. And it's a huge win for Hasbro, even though they still have them in stock days later. So the fact that they're still in stock isn't indicative of anything specific, because we just don't know. But fine. Glad fans have shots at those. I don't particularly need them myself. Same thing with that Arctic Battle 3-pack. I've always been so lukewarm on G.I. Joe troop builders, because there were always so many more G.I. Joe specialists that I felt I had to troop build Cobras to keep up. But I don't need to troop build the G.I. Joe. So if that had been Arctic Saw Viper and Arctic Night Viper versus Blizzard, or versus Sub-Zero, or versus Ice Cream Soldier, then I might be in, but I don't need a Steel Core guy.
The guy with the flamethrower in the snow.
Yeah. I like it.
Who better?
Yeah. I'm just saying, if it was a named Joe, I'd probably buy one. But the fact that it isn't makes it an easy pass for me. So.
Yeah. I'm glad it's not Blizzard. Blizzard needs a big ass pack out of his own.
I hope so, but
right? Gonna do Blizzard. Blizzard was the best figure for the Arctic they did in the old Real American Hero line. I would hate to see him as part of a 3-pack.
But if they were gonna do him, it would be around now with the Snowcat, right? When they're doing Iceberg.
Right, you'd think.
Yeah, so if we don't get them now.
They seem to be shifting to a desert theme now on the stuff they're doing. So yeah.
Unless maybe we'll get Yellow Snow Blizzard then.
Right.
Yeah.
Tiger Force Blizzard.
Agent Yellow Snow.
It'd be pretty hilarious if they put out Tiger Force Blizzard and not an Arctic Blizzard.
Right.
Be about right. Be about how
they'll call it No One Came to Relieve Me Blizzard. Yeah.
I stayed at my post, damn it.
Coward Blizzard.
Next news item.
Pib.
Right. I didn't time that well at all. Look, we're already into comics. But this is from yesterday. G.I. Joe Real American Hero 331 hit the shelves. Finally get our big ninja fight, Snake Eyes 1 versus Snake Eyes 2. We had some nasty weather in the Indianapolis area the last 2 days, but yesterday it knocked out power to our local comic shop. So when Ragtime Rob appeared and darkened their door.
It was already dark.
It was already dark. It could not get darker. So he wasn't able to buy it yesterday. So he only got it today. So neither of us have had a chance to read and appreciate the carnage. But Larry Hama on the writing, Paul Pelletier, Francesco Segala on art. Don't tell us how it went. So help me.
Man, I've been loving the issues by Paul Pelletier. I've been such a huge fan of his way back since he was on Outsiders at DC Comics, like, which predates his like Green Lantern work and his like he's such a great artist, such a nice guy too.
Yeah, I always liked his stuff.
Yeah, I have some signed Aquaman prints from him, and I have a sketch of Sentinel, Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern by him, and so yeah, great artist. I really love the issues that he draws.
I would have to think that your collection of Iron Man, or rather Aquaman prints, is extensive, Eric.
It's not as much as you think, but the ones I do have are pretty cool. I have some cool like I have a cool from the 90s. There was an issue where Aquaman sleeps with Dolphin, and at the end of the issue, Mira comes through the doors and is like, "Let me guess, affairs of state." And like, but like, I have a print of that page. However, when I got it, and I had Peter David sign it, he was like, I didn't even notice it, but he told me, he was like, "Yeah, this is the original one. The way it originally appeared, or the way it was originally drawn and inked, and then they had a panic attack and changed it. And I didn't even realize that in the image, you only see Dolphin from the back, but she's completely naked, and so is Aquaman. Like, you could see like the blankets like half down off his hip, and they had a panic attack and put like a negligee on Dolphin and covered up Aquaman a little bit more and all this. And so I have that like original version like up on my wall. But yeah, my Aquaman collection is dumb.
Jake Rose, spoiler, Snake Eyes wins. Oh. Curse you, Jake.
It's a good thing we have him here. But yeah, it is good here that they have they waited.
Are you laughing at this too, Eric?
I am. Yes. Aquaman. If you go back and read like those 1960s and 70s issues and stuff like that, like there's a weird like romance comic-y type like vibe in those Aquaman comics with Mira, because he was like the only like superhero at the time that was like affixed permanently to a woman. But you know, like he like all other superheroes were single or may have had a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, but he was like married and like had a family and stuff. And there's like this kind of like sexy vibe to those old comics that had like almost this romance feel and stuff to them. That was a little different than the other like superheroes had. Aquaman's sexy. I'll say it. Aquaman's damn sexy.
Well, I mean, you know, flipping around like a dolphin all the time.
Yeah.
They got some muscles down there under the sea.
I mean, there's no segue from that, right?
No,
there isn't. Nope.
As far as Snake Eyes 1 versus Snake Eyes 2, I love that they held off on this fight, because it's, you know, when Flair arrives in the WWF, you expect him to fight Hogan right away, but they didn't give that to you, right?
No.
Like that's the kind of thing. Like, it's such a given that it's better if you don't dive right in.
In fact, they never gave it to you in that first run.
Not really, right? Well, I guess they did it at house shows, right? Because it sold tickets like crazy, but they never showed it to you. Yeah.
That's all right. Flair and Savage was better anyway.
Yeah, Flair and Piper was better, right?
Yeah.
In any of its incarnations is at least pretty good.
Yeah.
Jake Rose does want you to retread some ground, Mark. How does it feel doing the show at 6 p.m. instead of 9? If you've already addressed it, sorry I was late. We noticed, Jake Rose.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, not that you are dying to know the ins and outs of the Weber family dynamic, but my wife goes to work early, so she usually goes to bed at night. So we usually are watching something as a family, or you're finishing up family dinner, whatever, in the early evening. Then Michelle goes to bed at 9, and my daughter goes to, she doesn't go to her room, right? But that's usually homework time or on her phone time or watching My Hero Academia time or whatever. She's doing her own thing, because I'm usually doing, some nights I have the Joe podcast. Some of the year I have the Eternal Baseball podcast, or I'm working on Eternal Baseball or watching the Yankee game, whatever. 9 o'clock is when the family basically splits and goes their own ways. And that works great podcast wise. Doing it out here at 6, the benefit will really be when I'm done at 8 and have most of my evening left. But the downside is, man, 6 o'clock's dinner time. You either got to eat way too early or wait way too late. So I would say I'm a fan of the 9 o'clock start.
You still have time to get out to that pizza place you're talking about, right?
Let me think. There's the two I like are a Hall. You got to go. Was a great pizza parlor chain called Pietro's Pizza. Had it in Bend, my favorite pizza all time. Now there's only 2 left, or maybe 3. And one's in Salem, that's 2 hours away, or near Portland, about 3 hours away. So that's a haul for a meal. I like Round Table Pizza from California, but there's one in Medford, Oregon. And there ain't enough money in the world to get me to drive to Medford, Oregon, right? Like Klamath Falls laughs at Medford. So I'm not look, I'm not too, I don't want to seem too hoity-toity, but yeah, I'm not going down there. But there is a Taco Time that's an hour away. And Taco Time ain't nothing special. It really isn't. But as you find in the internet age, you can find photos of your hometown any day, right? You can order scents from your hometown, right? It's to hang in your car and stuff. You can FaceTime with people walking around your hometown, but you really can't replicate a taste that you can only get there. And that's Taco Time for me. So every time I come to visit, my mom says, well, what do you want to do while you're here? And I'm like, Taco Time. And she's like, you're going to drive 2 hours round trip to get a low rent Temu Taco Bell. Think about that. And I'm like, you're goddamn right I am. Oh, baby.
Did you go on Tuesday?
The ironic thing is that Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives is in Bend, Oregon every other week.
Right. Bend's great. I mean, Bend. Now, I'm not a drinker at all, but right, it's like the original microbreweries are here. There's so many little touristy restaurants that are fantastic. And I'm like, yeah, I need Dandy's Drive-In. Drive-In burgers, great. I need Taco Time. I need a Carl's Jr. burger because I can't get Carl's Jr. on the East Coast. And if I can hit those 3 things, then I'm pretty well happy, right? So they did open something called Burgerville, though, and I dig that because I keep thinking I'm going to see Justin Timberlake come out dressed as a burger and go, bring it on down to Burgerville. Hey, Nowhere Man Shop knows what I'm talking about.
Taco Time crispy bean burritos are still the same taste as in the 80s.
They were still made in the 80s, I'm afraid, but no, I would argue it's a beef burrito. So good.
Bart Simon wants to know, have you been to the drugstore to check out the spinner rack?
That it's not Long's Drugs anymore. It's been like 3 different things. And it's not anything right now, but it's part of like a 3-store put together strip mall. So it'll be something again, but I can't go in there and look for Tim Roberts or G.I. Joe 19, which I did not get.
You might find Tim Roberts. You don't know if he's there.
But I did go to Pegasus Books, still open, and that was my original comic shop, same location. So that was pretty cool.
Excellent. Jake Rose gets Taco Time every Weber Day Eve.
Right. There's still several of them up and down the West Coast. When we were up in Seattle for a cruise, and I told my son the whole way there, we're going to Taco Time because there was one near the hotel. And we drove through, and he didn't order much, and then he ate it, and it was so good. He ate it in the parking lot. He said, "Dad, can we get more?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." We went to the drive-through, and they had closed between our laps. Like, come on, man. So
These guys are going for another pass. Close quick, turn on the
They're
light.
obviously insane.
shut it down.
Eric
Yeah,
Aranya.
we had to be the first repeat customers, maybe ever. But
Eric Aranya, do you have any flavors from your youth that you missed from Kokomo, Indiana?
From Kokomo? I'm not from Kokomo.
No, but you lived there for a little while.
No, my mom lived there for a little while.
I'm sorry.
She lived there when I was when I lived in Georgia when I was going to college.
Oh, my bad.
But I'd been to Kokomo a few times before, before Kokomo opened, like as a store. Like that wasn't there yet. Yeah, I mean, as far as flavors go and stuff, since like I grew up in the South and I wasn't a big like meat eater, and not nowadays I'm vegetarian, but like I don't really miss too much from my youth. Probably the one thing I do miss is back when Uno's was good,
right?
and they had like I miss Chicago pizza was like one of my favorite things, like just a good cheese pizza with that I love Chicago style pizza. And now that I have celiac on top of being vegetarian,
Oh my God,
there is no deep dish pan pizza,
right,
gluten-free that I can consume.
The cauliflower crust doesn't quite hold up, does it?
No, I love cauliflower crust pizza. In fact, that's what we had tonight, but we make it, and here, and
yeah,
I love it, but it's not pizza. It's cauliflower crust pizza. It's a totally different beast.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not it doesn't have that chewy, stretchy that like pizza dough has.
But at least it's still food. So
it is still food, and it's still good. Yeah. What I've learned is that what I learned years ago was to stop trying to make things taste like they're not gluten-free or not vegetarian. Just let them be vegetarian and find new things to make and new flavors to like. Let something just be like I make like tofu scrambles and stuff in the morning. I don't try to make them taste like eggs. I don't try to make them look like eggs. I just have a tofu scramble. I put the seasoning I like in it, and
you try to make something that tastes good.
Yeah, I just,
not something that tastes like something else.
Exactly.
Dude, I almost gave you a standing O right there because you're so right about Uno's. Like a decade ago, it was always in the rotation if we were going to eat out.
Yeah.
And then it went completely in the toilet.
Yep.
Oh.
I mean, all the Uno's, well, like when I was growing, I was born in Chicago, so like my parents and stuff, when the first Uno's opened in South Florida where we were, it was a huge deal, and it was so good. Like they had tons of good food, and the pizza was so good. All the way up until probably the mid to early 2000s, and but then what happened is they got bought by they got absorbed into this conglomeration of other
private
restaurants.
Right. They got bought by Yum brands, and their food started tasting yuck.
So
ironic.
All the and back then there was like one Uno's in a state, maybe, like, and then they started opening more and more and more and more, and all the Uno's up here in the Massachusetts and Rhode Island area are all closed. They're all gone.
Right.
So, and we stopped going to them like 10 years ago. Like,
me and my buddy, I don't know if you worked with him, Ramon Campos, who was a designer at Hasbro. You guys may have just missed.
Yeah, I think we just missed each other.
But we would go once a month, right? Because it was hard to get out of Hasbro for lunch and get back in time, not to sit down anyway. So we figured once a month we can do this. And if they harass us, we'll go look. We're eating in the cafeteria every other day, pretty much, right? So give us our once a month, 1 hour lunch at Uno's. And we look forward to it. We do it every month. Bam, we go to Uno's. And then the last like 2 times we went, it was just garbage.
Yeah.
could not believe it. Like, it was very clear that they had heated up that pizza out of the freezer for us.
Yep.
Right? Just disgusting. It's so sad.
So, anyways, G.I. Joe Real American Hero 331 was available yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Pick it up at your local comic shop today.
Yeah, and none of us have read it, but it's better than Uno's Pizza.
Right, it has to be, just by default.
Yeah.
I think I'm like 2 or 3 issues behind that I haven't read yet on G.I. Joe. I think the last one I read was the one with the sniper fight with the drones.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think it was only a few months ago, like month or two ago, though.
Yeah, that's all. It's
not
only
too
a
long
couple
ago,
months.
Yeah.
Next week on the 19th, that is Wednesday, G.I. Joe 25, that's in the Energon universe. That hits the stands. It is a special bonus size issue. Joshua Williamson behind the typewriter, pencils by Andrea Milana and Tom Riley, colors by Lee Loffridge.
Hey, I went to college with Lee.
There you go. He's Eisner nominated, you know.
Yes.
And of course, the beautiful wraparound cover for issue 25.
Yeah, because it has Beachhead on it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Would I be showing it off anyway? Yes. We there's 2 news items this week.
Yeah. Loffridge may be Eisner nominated, but Stalker is ducked at exactly the right time nominated. Good for him.
Yeah.
Because the Baroness was really coming for him.
Right. Running into battle and taking a size 8 women's to the side of the face.
Pow.
Spitting teeth. Nothing'll put fear into Beachhead quicker than a gum-filled mouth.
At least she's not wearing high heels anymore.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
I get it, and I'm not going to be too stickler about this, but one of my pet peeves is women drawn in combat with their hair just flailing all over. Like they wouldn't want peripheral vision at all times.
Yeah,
so,
right.
But at least she's running fast, so it's going straight back. Right?
That's right. That's the trick to it, Mark. You just got to move so quick all the time.
Right? Honestly, we're all waiting for the heel turn from the Baroness, right?
Right.
If right here she'd have done the full heel turn, hit Stalker with some sweet chin music from behind, right? Like I've seen that, it works.
But she didn't tune up the band for the crowd, so
that was always lame, right?
To Diana's point, she couldn't see Stalker. His outfit is exactly the color of the ground.
Yeah.
Right. Look how Stalker's camo is making him blend in.
Yeah.
Andrew Galgan coming in late is the Honcho Broadcasting from the Bend, Oregon battle bunker. Yes, he is.
Yeah. Is the battle bunker the one that lifts up dead Battle Force 2000 guys?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the Battle Force 2000 corpse transport. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
Well, Blocker and Maverick and
No,
Avalanche.
it didn't move those guys. It was
the first group, right?
yeah, it was Thunder and Heavy Metal and that.
Oh,
that
Yeah, it was the mowed down in the pit group.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
it-
The
did
ones
it
people
come-
cared
Not
about.
the headquarters pit, but the dugout pit.
did it come back for Battle Force 2000 or was it like
I
no?
don't
I
think
think
there was
they
enough
just-
of them left.
Yeah, they just blew up in the oil field, and that was it.
I was thinking it
Dodger
had
came
like
running out.
a bus that had out of service or no vacancy on it. Right?
Somehow the guy without sleeves made it out. No, everyone else
Yeah.
with full armor and outfits got killed.
The guy sitting in the motorcycle.
Yeah.
It shows he's hardcore.
Yeah, it shows he was
Yeah.
about to get another figure in the form of a Sonic fighter, but
Yeah.
right.
Don't kill him.
Keep him.
yeah.
It took us a long time to get that name for Major League Baseball. Keep him. He fought too hard.
Mike, have you noticed that Stalker is so unworried about Beachhead that he's shooting left-handed? That's kind of cool.
I mean, if you can, just
And
he's aiming with his right hand.
I don't know the Beachhead is a righty. He's probably amphibious, but he's going lefty as well.
I mean, new universe, Mark. You never know.
I guess that's fair.
They're both doing the old Dread Pirate Roberts trick.
Yeah, I'm not left-handed either.
Anyhow. But yeah, no, this looks like it's fun. It looks like we're finally I know some folks are starting to complain that maybe the story isn't moving that fast in Energon Joe, but I would say we've made lots of neat little pit stops along the way to assemble our cast of characters for the end of Act 1 here.
Yeah.
So I'm
An
really
interesting
looking forward
catalyst at the end of last issue.
Right.
Yeah, if you think this is moving slow, go read Void Rivals.
Right. That'll teach you slow.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll teach you slow. Hippo Fitz Elvis. That is a name. He's celebrating Left-Handers Day today. There you go.
All right.
See, Hippo Fritz Elvis. He knows what's up. Welcome to the show. I know we haven't seen that name before. I would remember Hippo Fritz Elvis.
Right.
So, Eric, what do you think, Energon, so far? You've been reading it?
I have not read any of it, actually. Honestly, the only new comic I read still is Real American Hero. I don't even read new like DC and Marvel comics and stuff anymore.
You're not missing a whole lot.
No Aquaman?
No, I haven't read Aquaman in years. I haven't read Aquaman or Green Lantern in years. Those are always my go-tos. I just kind of fell off, and once you get too far from it, it becomes it's like too daunting to get back into it.
Sure.
Because like I'm the type of person who has to go back and to where I stopped and read all of that, which is years and years and years of content, and I just can't. I've got too much going on.
Right.
Got to get you some
and
praise,
I know
man.
I know there's tons of great stuff out there. Like, I mean, my best friend does tons of stuff for DC, and actually did a bunch of covers for the collected editions for G.I. Joe. Brad Walker, but like so I know there's tons of great great comics out there. I just don't have the time, and I certainly don't have the money to be a part of it anymore.
I get it. There are a lot of people who can't be, 3 toes in, right?
Yeah.
You're either in the pool or you're not.
I mean,
I totally get that.
I mean, my life has kind of left me practically destitute. Like we limp along and that's it. So there's no extra money for hobby stuff anymore, unfortunately. Like, I don't buy toys. I don't collect toys anymore. I have like collections that I had, and I buy the occasional thing here and there, but it's like I go months before without buying a figure or anything. Sometimes. So
right. Adulthood sucks sometimes.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, not sometimes. Almost constantly.
Well,
yeah, really, we all just want summer vacation back.
Right.
To be honest.
I mean, there is always booze, but besides that, yeah. Besides that, it's tough.
I stopped drinking, actually.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
Man.
And I'm about to start, so.
What time is it?
But I'm not big time yet. It'll be on a severe budget, man. It'll be Pabst Blue Ribbon, probably. Natty Light, the good stuff.
Oh.
I mean, they don't put Blue Ribbon on just anything.
Oh.
If you're going to do terrible cheap beer, Miller High Life in the bottles.
Coors is banquet beer. That must be special.
Coors is terrible. Maybe if you have a strainer.
No beer is good.
Yeah. I have a hard time believing that Coors would foster an interstate illegal beer run from Burt Reynolds and Jerry Reed. That's the hardest part of that movie for me to believe. They're doing this over Coors?
It was illegal to ship it across the Mississippi.
Yeah.
In one of the strangest rules of strangest laws active in the 70s. Okay. Anyways. Moving forward with the Skybound calendar. Available in 2 weeks on August 26th. Real American Hero 109, the Homophiles edition. This one, sometimes I wonder what's up with the Homophiles edition. This one, I think there's absolutely a lot of extra stuff possible to learn from this one. But this is the issue where we were talking about the battle bunker.
Yeah.
This is the issue. Written, of course, Larry Hama, art by Tim Dizon, Randy Emberlin, Bob Sharon, John Statema. The infamous Saw Viper issue is going to be there for you. Again, extra notes and things to know from the legend himself in extra pages in the book. This one may shed some light. Why were these the Joes that had to die? It's the question I've wanted to know for a while. I know the name. They weren't using a lot of guys. Why were these the ones that got killed?
I was heartbroken. I've never gotten over Doc and Breaker getting killed in this issue. Almost everyone else I could let go, but Doc and Breaker was really a hard one for me to swallow.
Look, man, they got Heavy Metal and Crankcase and Thunder. Thank God Tollbooth is okay. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he had that helmet, he probably just hunkered down. That's why they say wear your hard hat, man. They're not kidding.
Oh,
he did not mind having that giant bridge above his head. Just...
He was hiding under the bridge.
Maybe.
When it says art, did all those guys pencil it, or some of that inking in?
I think, if I remember the issue, John Statema is the penciler, and then I think they had a handful of inkers because I kind of remember the inking shifting during.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what it was. It kind of went all over the place. I think it was one of those things. I mean, it was so common in the comic industry for them to. They pull in a bunch of inkers to help fit it if the issue's running late. So it's like one will do pages 1 through 8, and the next will do,
I think too, it's not unusual for the credits on these issues to include the letterer.
Oh yeah,
it typically was not. It typically was somebody who's doing it by hand back then, as opposed to now when it's just kind of a font that gets typed in, and so. I think that's just kind of they just all kind of get jumbled into art.
Yeah.
For the sake of not in the book itself, but for the sake of the previews that are listed on the Image Comics website. Yeah, it's just all kind of art.
I think that might be Bob Sharon then, because I know Tim Dizon and Randy Emberlin. I definitely recognize them as inkers.
Mm-hmm.
When it says body count 7 and climbing, was there more than 7 killed? I'm trying to remember.
And yeah, because this was just the first batch, but they also lose like Battle Force 2000 and what was the guy's name that was introduced and then killed off immediately?
Cool Breeze.
Cool Breeze, yeah. Sneak Peek dies and then comes back later, but
But yeah, it was very. I know. They were responding to what the fans said they wanted.
Yeah.
Right. It was always all over the letter pages. As the issues got, into the 90s and the 100s. How come no G.I. Joes ever died? And I think it was just a statement on all the folks like myself who were 7 years old in 1982 when G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, got rolling. And, we're all going into our teen years. And speaking as a generation, not necessarily for me individually, we're all getting into edgier stuff, and we're all wondering why there isn't any bloodshed in this war comic.
Yeah, we were all watching, Rambo and Chuck Norris movies and all things, and Predator and all these we wanted G.I. Joe to be more edgy, or again, I'm talking for generation, not me, but we wanted more edgy and more violence and more war.
We wanted it to reflect our play patterns more, because guys would die when you played in the backyard. Mm-hmm. They'd always come back the next time.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to say something, and I'm apologizing to Diana right now before I say it. But the first person who I always killed in my G.I. Joe play was Duke. And
it's got to mean something, though,
Right.
That's how you set the stakes.
That's how I set.
Buzz Dixon stole it from you. That's how good of an idea it is. Wrote a whole movie around it.
Yeah, but Eric followed through on it. He didn't puss out.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Doc never showed up at the end of my campaign and say, no, he's fine.
Right. And then this issue happens, and it's Breaker and it's Doc and it's Quick
Yeah.
Tip.
And
And everybody's like, oh,
yeah.
come on.
And Thunder was one of my favorite Joes, even though he was a nobody, right?
Right.
I'm like, how you gonna kill
He had some
Thunder?
airtime. He had some airtime in the show.
Yeah.
Not enough. Just saying.
But so what then when it happens and it's not the guys that everybody kind of either hates or doesn't think anything of, like, oh no, some of our favorites actually are going away now, then it wasn't popular anymore. And I think I hate to say it, but man, a point was made. Right?
Yeah. I like that Sneak Peek was not the most successful or imposing figure ever. He actually looked a little, I won't say
like he looks frumpy.
He was a little beefy, and not in a good way. He came with one of the worst accessories ever. That I don't care that it was big. It had no handholds.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was no way he had to hug it to hold it at all.
I don't know how it was supposed to work.
Yeah, it was awful. And then
a big periscope.
But he's the guy who no-sold death.
Right.
That's the Captain America line, right? You get killed, walk it off. And Sneak Peek's like, yes, sir. Aye, Captain. So let's have some respect for Sneak Peek, man.
Oh.
Sneak Peek parachuted out of the Death Star as it exploded. He kicked out of Hogan's leg drop.
Right.
Sneak Peek's hard, man. Give him his flowers.
You don't question him again.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's mainly just because Larry forgot he killed him off.
Right.
Yeah.
So forgettable, he forgot he died.
Also on the 26th, and we wanted to make sure to get this on here because we know this is a deep pockets buy if you're going for it. G.I. Joe Real American Hero Compendium Volume 4 rounds out the series, collecting G.I. Joe Real American Hero 114 to 155, G.I. Joe and the Transformers 1 through 4, Order of Battle 1 through 4, and G.I. Joe Special number 1. That is in 2 weeks' time on the 26th. $64.99 for the cover price.
You can hear the Joes on the top of the cover going, Snake Eyes, you gonna help us? And he's like, shut your mouth, I'm looking cool.
Right? He's got swords.
Yeah. Who else is selling this book? Yeah.
I mean, Hawk's got some kind of weird-ass grenade launcher missile thing going on.
I think maybe he's firing a missile out of the bottom of Sneak Peek's telescope.
Yeah. Sure.
That's what that thing was for.
Who knew? Sneak Peek was a badass, man.
But that cover is all about just folks holding knives and looking scary. It's Chuckles and Hawk are doing all the work.
This is right before Indiana Jones shot Snake Eyes.
We'll talk about this one a little bit more next week. Looking at the calendar, Transformers 35 was also yesterday. Ragtime Rob denied at the comic shop as they short sold us on Transformers 35. Wheeljack's prom photo is next week.
Yeah, the distributors shorted my store. So not only, they got shorted on a bunch of stuff and, had their power go out. It was a good week for my poor place. It was just...
Next week, locusts. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just in time for G.I. Joe 25. All the copies get eaten by silverfish. And then on the 26th, of course, our Real American Hero 109, Compendium, and Void Rivals 33.
Oh, no.
Next news item.
Do.
Sometimes news happens and it's not Thursday night. What's up with that? For those times, be sure to visit our friends at the Surveillance Port. That's at surveillanceport.com. Your one-stop shop for non-What's on Joe Mind G.I. Joe news. Eric and his gang of Erics do a great job of bringing you stuff from across the web, whether it's sneak peek photos, reviews, things like that, from all corners of the fandom. In very much a collector family kind of atmosphere like we try to build here on What's on Joe Mind, which is to say, we like you, but not enough to do all of our work ahead of time before the show actually starts.
Right.
But
I like
anyways, there it is. Surveillance-port.com. Visit it when it's not Thursday night sometime.
I like that you pubbed up sneak peek photos there of sneak peek, like tapping Hoist Gracie and, like holding up the mountain when the Beyonder dropped, or Dr. Doom dropped it on the heroes.
Right.
Who knew that? With Chuck Norris gone, and God rest his soul, we need a new hero. And it might be sneak peek.
It might be.
Maybe we can put a big. Can we put a big S on his chest for sneak peek?
SP.
Oh, goodness. And, of course, also the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast is proud to present Chalky Tank. It is Meowler Tank. Be sure to check out the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast every Sunday at noon on their YouTube channel. You can get to it from our YouTube channel. As Mark and Mike and Artwan and Shane get together and do a show a lot like this, only with a lot more 3D printing. So if we tried to do that show, it wouldn't go well. 3D printing would be terrible. If they tried to do this show, they'd probably do a better job than we would do with their show.
Yeah, I think that
goes without saying.
That Mark could fill in for this Mark.
Right.
A lot better than this Mark could fill in for that Mark.
We'd just be busting stuff out of the mad scientist lab.
Yeah.
I can just hear you now. So, Rob, what were you able to 3D print this week? A blob!
Yeah.
I made this cube.
Right.
3 of the 6 sides are bigger than the other 3 of the 6 sides. But we'll call it a cube.
You got to break that honeycomb off of it. And inside there's more honeycomb.
But Firefly says, Super 7 says they'll have a new G.I. Joe drop in 11 days and change, according to the site. So at least you'll have some news 2 weeks from now. Maybe.
So tune in 2 weeks.
Right?
Yeah.
We'll wait.
Right?
I got nothing else to do.
I think Slepsky's still on his StreamYard going, guys.
Hey, where are you guys? He's in the green room now. He's talking at us like he's on the show, but he doesn't realize that he's not.
That's not a shot at Joe. That's how vested he is.
I'm taking a shot at Joe.
That's fine.
Well, you know.
That's the news.
Hippo Fritz Elvis. That's a good point.
Once I come active, I'll make sure to get it up
now
on
you're
the
back.
Yes.
That 5-second news bump took me 12 seconds. I don't know what the hell's going on anyway. See this one here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneak peek super glued the fingers of the Infinity Gauntlet together.
Good idea.
Take that, Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
Screw
Obviously,
you,
the
man.
Marvel-
That's Gorilla Glue, you purple bastard. You try and snap your fingers through that.
He put
The
duct
Marvel
tape.
Universe needs a crazy glue guy.
He put duct tape over Wolverine's knuckles. Yeah.
The only thing that adamantium can't cut through.
Yeah. Duct tape.
Duct tape.
We'll be right back from our after a word from our wonderful friends and sponsors from Eric's hometown, Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
That's right. Oh, Eric's gone. He ran to
Holy
Kokomo.
smokes.
We killed Eric.
He'd had enough.
Right. That's fair
I
enough.
can't blame him.
Or
There.
maybe Sneak Peek. Sneak Peek got him.
He's been snapped away.
The call is coming from
Damn you,
inside the
Sneak
house.
Peek.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'm
good.
sorry, I'm back. I had to go get more water and
Fair enough.
this globe
Oh,
Globe.
to
Right.
show you what part of the world I'm taking over.
oh.
All right. I just assumed all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's Here, I'm taking over this part.
Right.
X.
So last week we messed around with some new stuff where I asked the boys to put together their top 5 lists for what classifieds they still wanted to see, what Reaction Plus figures they still wanted to see, and you know what? In these slow news weeks, I think we're going to try and make this top 5 thing more of a regular feature for the time being. See what everybody's responding to. See what the kids like. And so Eric has joined us tonight, and together we're all going to go through the What's on Joe Mind top 5 underutilized G.I. Joes. Only rules on this one: had to be a G.I. Joe. No Cobras. We'll make that another list some other time. But
have me back for that one. I have a lot to say about that too.
But we've got just it doesn't matter. Maybe it's a small time character who never got any run. Maybe it's a mid-level character who didn't get enough run. We've covered a lot of bases in our individual lists, and so make sure that you're following along. Leave your selections in the big boy comments down below, and let us know what you think when you're doing all that cool YouTube stuff. So anyways, without further ado, first up, Eric Aranya. Here's your list.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And you guys all wanted to put them in order, so I tried to do that too. This is from least to most.
Yeah.
You had Fast Draw, Snowstorm, Robo Joe, Claymore, and then pictured there, your number 1 was Starduster.
Yeah.
And so why Starduster at the top, man?
Well, I as a kid, I had him. I had almost all the mail away stuff from those days because they were super affordable. They were fun, and I was obsessed with the parts builds that they would put on them. Like I'm like,
right.
Oh my god, this is. And the Starduster I had was the Recondo torso. But then my friend got a Starduster and it was the Duke torso, and I was like obsessed with why this happened and stuff like that. It's no surprise that I became a toy designer, but like I loved his file card. Like he's an ex-circus trapeze artist, and that's why he can fly the jetpack so well. And I just thought it was really cool. And I know he had that like little comic, those mini comics, and that's kind of his own, and then one animated commercial for the cereal, and like that's kind of the extent of his use in anything,
right?
And I just always thought it would have been cool to see him show up in the comics or something, and see get him a little more fleshed out. He would have been very cool in the comics, in the cartoon, because he's kind of a goofy concept and everything, and it kind of would have, I think it would have worked well in the show. But I always wanted to see him, even as a kid. I was like, oh, it'd be cool if he was like a defector from the Arbco circus run by the twins or something like that. Like he started out as when we first meet him, he's a performer for Cobra, and then like bails on them to join the Joes or something like that.
I loved Starduster. I was always, wanting to get him as a kid, but frankly, our mom wouldn't buy that shitty cereal. So we lost out on Starduster on account of Cheerios were healthier.
Yeah.
But you gentlemen, Mark Weber, your thoughts? Pick somebody off of the rest of the list you think is interesting.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Claymore, right? Because I grew up in Bend, Oregon, with no Toys R Us, and there were so many things that happened, so many products that were available that I didn't even know about, right? Because they weren't advertised on pack or in the fold out. And if you didn't see them on your toy shelf, how would you know about Night Force or Tiger Force or Python Patrol? I don't even remember seeing commercials for any of that. I never saw a commercial for Action Stars. We didn't, as far as I know, we didn't get that cereal Although my family didn't buy sugary cereals. That was like a hard rule. So maybe it was there sitting on the bottom shelf at Albertsons the whole time, and I didn't know. But I loved when eBay came around and the internet came out. I learned about all the stuff I had missed as a young collector. And I was just getting out of college, so I had, I was making big money back then for the first time in my life, like
$6 an hour,
like 28 grand a year or something like that. But it was fat. I was riding high back then. So I backfilled a ton of stuff in my Joe collection. And when I saw that Mission Force Brazil, I looked at all of them and went, well, the repaints are one thing, but that guy's unique, right? Just that, I mean, I know he was reused parts and all, right? But that he was a new character.
Yeah.
He's the only one I got. And I liked him in that he felt like he was, officer. I think he is an officer, right? He's like a little bit upper crust. And a guy who from traditional media was an absolute mystery. So I like that. A guy who's up in the food chain as far as Joe hierarchy goes, but we know nothing really about. And he was a really good build. So I'm totally down with Claymore. That's a solid pick.
Rack time, Rob. How about you?
Yeah, I think I have to go with Claymore too, just because he's that guy. He didn't show up in any media at all, outside of
No.
So it's like,
cassette tape.
Yeah. What is he? What does he do? Who is this guy? It's
I believe he got a little bit of run late.
Eventually, in
IDW, within the last 10 years. But I just wonder what crack you were on when Robo Joe made your top 5 for this one. That's
okay. It was I was looking for characters who either got no media or just very little, or I thought were just misused in media. But Robo Joe I put in there because I kind of looked and it was between like Robo Joe, Rapid Fire, or Super Trooper, because I just think they're such wacky kind of figures and characters. But when I read up, I did not have any of those 3 as a kid. But when I read up on their file cards, I quickly like Rapid Fire and Super Trooper have really boring, like, they're the best of the best. They did everything the hard way and pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. Like it was just like, whatever, like, F those dudes. Like that's not realistic. That's not. Well, I want realism in a scientist who gets blown up and turned into a half robot.
Right.
So, a little bit of a hard luck individual, right?
Yeah.
Like I said,
but when I read it, I was like, oh, so he's just a scientist. Like, he's not even a military guy who gets turned into this like cybernetic war machine for the Joes. I'm like, that could have been really fun. A really fun thing to play with in the comics, especially like where they, Hama definitely took some like kind of like hardline stances and stuff and played with some emotion. Like Robo Joe could have been a really fun character.
He's kind of, unfortunately, he came out looking like, he's the $6 million man, but they only had 1.8 to spend.
Right.
Exactly. Like he's not. I mean, those armor tech guys aren't the best, but they're not great toys.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, that's one of those things that I really want to see Super 7 tackle, is the figures that were not great toys from that era. Like, I'd love to see like a Ninja Force Zartan or Ninja Force Scarlet, or like the robot guy, the armor tech guys done up in proper O-ring style, without like the function and the weird hips and the T hips and stuff like that. Like, I think it would be like great to see them play with that.
That's a really good call. If they did a well-articulated 3 3/4 Ninja Force Scarlet, with a good looking head, and I'm not being sexist here, right? It's just,
well, her head is so like, it's kind of big, and
it's a weird proportioned figure all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Just short little legs, and
she's all skull and hips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robo Joe always, for me, he was always a guy that he was sunk on the card because that's such a dumb name.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The name
you
is
don't care
terrible.
about the story. Like it's an immediate turn off. And so
And I
like,
know.
and then years later, when I finally bothered to read the file card, I'm sitting there going, "Huh, this isn't bad."
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not totally fleshed out, but as the cards went on, they got less fleshed out. Like they became kind of less interesting in general. But yeah, just reading it, and once you put it together that like he's a scientist, he's not a military guy, he's just a scientist, and like who got kind of boned, and like I'm like, and is now a warrior. Like that's kind of cool. Like that's a kind of, it could have been kind of a fun thing. It's like if like Hawkeye from MASH suddenly had to become RoboCop. Like
Right.
like that's just insane.
It's like
Forcing this terrible mishap into a glass half full situation.
Exactly.
like Bill Nye in the War Machine suit.
Yeah.
But you can see how you could write that, right? Like the
Yeah.
idea that he's this walking arsenal, but he's not good at it intrinsically, right?
Right.
And at some
Yeah.
point, everybody else is captured or down or whatever, and it's down to him.
He's this technological marvel that doesn't want to do the things his body can now do.
Right.
Like that's kind of this cool story.
Yeah. And you push him into a corner eventually.
Yeah.
And then here's the payoff. Like,
and with Claymore was one I had as a kid, and he was just a cool figure, and you know, with the Jeffrey giraffe camo. And the last couple of shows I did in Georgia, I was sat next to Michael Charles Hill, who wrote the file card and kind of created the character and wrote the script for that cassette tape and stuff. And he's just such a nice guy, and he's so proud of the. It's so cool when you meet a designer or a writer or an artist, a creative who's so proud of something that they got to do. And even though they never really were known for it until now, like because he really wasn't known for all that stuff that he did in our community, writing episodes of Transformers and G.I. Joe and all that stuff, and Gem and stuff, and then and now he's kind of getting known for it, and it's kind of great to see that he's getting the credit he deserves.
It's one of the good parts of Cold Slither, Unexpected Catching Fire.
Yes.
Like, oh yeah, well that's the guy who came up with it. So let's get him out there and do some shows.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but Catching Fire is.
It kind of did, Mark. I mean, it did. For whatever reason, that started coming back into the consciousness.
I mean, those figures sold like medium worm cakes. Let me tell you.
Right.
But again, if you don't know the production number,
I own 2 Reaction Plus figures, and one of them is
there you go.
Actually, 2 of them are Cold Slither. It's this one and the normal one.
Zebra pants. Awesome.
I get it, and they are awesome in their own way, but let's not pretend that everybody's a big Cold Slither fan.
Hey, I have an unused Cold Slither Ticketmaster ticket from the great Roma Collectibles.
Solid. All right.
There you go.
I take it all back.
100% wrong, Mark Weber.
Can we give Nowhere Man Child's note
after we get Fireflies real quick?
Yeah.
You guys didn't bite on Starbuster with the Pocket Patrol pack. That was a mail away offer. I never knew about him being associated with the cereal until the classified figure came out.
I think because I don't remember ever having the cereal. I think I got him. I think you could order him from one of the foldouts as well as the cereal.
But that was after the cereal. Like they did the cereal 85, 86, 87. And then after that was the mail away. And
but the mail away didn't come with the jetpack. So I think you could order him before he came with the rapid deployment pack. I think you could order him with the jetpack and the gung ho rifle normally, not just from the cereal.
I just remember around the time that I can remember seeing that offer flyer. I was kind of getting out.
Yeah.
Like by that point, I'm 13, 14, and it's just kind of like, well, my $4 and 6 flag points are going other places at this point. The flag points, not so much, but the $4.
Yeah, but the dollars.
And you said Noah Manchild?
Yeah, dude. For
This year?
RoboJoe. No.
Oh. See, that's how far behind. That's how long I was waiting on.
Right. Yeah, he got a good RoboJoe shot in.
Oh,
He fears Clarence Boddicker.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he's going to call him a dumbass.
Yeah.
yeah.
RoboJoe might have been Ed 208.
Yeah.
Diana says that the Cold Slither band members call Michael Charcel
Nice.
Dick.
That's slick.
That's pretty awesome. Those guys are incredible. I love them. Just always in character. I love it. Next up, top 5 from Ragtime Rob. You got Cover Girl, Hit and Run, Airborne, Flash, and Grunt. Grunt at the top of your list there. Now, that's kind of an interesting pick because, as I said back in the intro, he wasn't really a second-tier guy. Like, Grunt went away, but he kept coming back.
Yeah.
It's usually in a
But
prominent
you know
role.
what? He kind of was, though. I mean, it's weird because Grunt is, in the early days, the face of the brand, right?
Right.
In the comics, all right, he gets a spotlight issue in issue 4.
Right.
Then he's a background character immediately.
Right.
All right, even before the original 13, or he's
right. He was pretty obscure even by their standards.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And then really the next time you see him, he's leaving for Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So
Right, but then he comes back and he's like the U.S. ambassador to someplace, and then he comes back.
It's like we're always getting little bits and pieces on Grunt, and it's like well, what happened in between? What's going on here? It's like we always catch up with Grunt, and like something else has happened. It's like, how do we get here?
You're not the main character in his life, Rob. Grunt's got his own life.
If you're going to be putting him in these situations, we should get a little more background. I said, okay, let's get more of the engineering in here, and finding out about that. How did he get involved in politics and the diplomatic corps? What so, it was just I felt like Grunt was we're just missing.
At least in the early '90s comics, they didn't make Grunt look like his figure. I almost put that one up here just to be a butt, but I didn't.
Interesting story about Grunt. He was one of my first Joes. It was him and Breaker. And but I remember when I was at Hasbro, I think it was when G.I. Joe was like one of the times it had been canceled, and then they scrambled and were bringing it back like at the tail end when it was like after Pursuit of Cobra, and it was like it kept like changing. It was like 50th, and then it eventually became 50th, but like it kind of kept getting turned off and on like a light switch.
Right. Renegades, and then 30th anniversary, and
and I remember I don't remember if it was, I think it was like literally like Dave Proctor and John Warden and I talking about, like, they were telling me about the lineup that they're doing, and they had chosen, I think, between like, I think it was like 2 characters, I don't remember which, it was somebody in Grunt, and I kind of said like to me, Grunt should almost always be in the first wave of any G.I. Joe line if it's changing, because he, like you said, he was the face of G.I. Joe in the opening 2 or 3 years. He was on everything. He was on, paper plates and napkins, and he was the costume that they sold that I wore when I was 8 years old. He was like, he was on everything, and I almost feel like he should almost always be part of that, like part of each first wave, even knowing that he kind of very quickly became a background guy.
Right.
I mean, to an extent where, like, in the cartoon, they were like, well, we're just going to write him out, and he's going to go live in this other dimension with these other 2 guys that nobody, like, remembers.
And the fact that it was Grunt, it could have been any other freaking character. There was nothing distinct about him other than say, oh, they're calling him Grunt because he's who they decided to use today.
Yeah.
Right. But I think they didn't
he
know.
was voiced by the Bartles and James guy. He was a celebrity.
They didn't know that Snake Eyes was going to be the runaway hit that he was,
they didn't.
right?
No.
So, and even still, even if they did, even if I knew Snake Eyes was going to be that big, Grunt would still probably have been my choice as the flag bearer of the first release, because that's what
you're selling,
right?
Yeah,
that's it. Heroic U.S. military.
Right. Okay. Snake Eyes is a tougher sell because just at a glance to somebody who doesn't know G.I. Joe, what is Snake Eyes?
What are you looking at there? Yeah.
No,
so
back
good guy,
then,
he's a bad guy. What is he?
The cowboy in the black hat was the villain always, right? What action figure, head to toe, all black, had been selling like an unbelievable amount of toys since 1977, right? He's Vader on the good guy team.
Right? But I would argue that Snake Eyes wasn't popular because of that first figure. Snake Eyes was popular because of the comic book.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that's
not even an argument.
Yeah. I think the file card though captured a lot of 7 to 10-year-olds' imagination, right? He's a total mystery, but he's the best.
I mean, that's right? I looked at that when I first saw like G.I. Joes on the stores on the pegs, and I looked at, I was like, I just looked at the back of the, I said, oh look, they have file cards on the back. They're telling me who these characters are. And I read Snake Eyes, and I was like, oh gosh, he's Army Batman.
There you go. Yeah. But something Grunt doesn't get enough credit for, it's hard to carry a rifle like that.
Right.
Come on.
It's got that big basketball mitts.
Yeah, dude. He's hooked up.
Yeah. He can palm. Yeah.
You can dunk. Eric Aranya, what else on that list looks intriguing to you?
Well, I'm going to bring up Airborne because he's in my top 5 Joe's favorites easily. One of my favorite figures, one of my favorite characters. I could not stand him in the cartoon. The ESP thing I thought was really strange and really weird. Yeah, it was like super weird, and it was taken from that like one line on his file card where it says he'll like look right through you.
Yeah,
and like but in the comics when the couple of times he's used in the comics, I thought he was great, but mostly I loved him because I just thought he was a cool character, and being a person of color, there weren't a lot of people of color in the toy world. So like the Joes, one of the reasons I loved G.I. Joe as a kid was because it did have this mix of cultures and people and characters that other toy lines and stuff and IPs didn't have. And so like Airborne was just such a great character and such a cool character. And there's some issues that kind of feature him. There's the issue in the High Sierras where he and Spirit are watching over Snake Eyes. There's a couple of times where he's like, when he's first introduced with the Falcon Glider, whenever he's with Wild Bill, I thought pairing him with Wild Bill in the Dragonfly was really cool. Like kind of in this kind of irony type of a cowboy and Indian type of thing. But I always thought he could have been so much more. Like he could have been like.
My thinking on these lists is like each of these, like on some level, whether it was the file card or an issue or two of the comic or an episode or two in the cartoon, gave me enough to whet my appetite for these guys, but never really got deep into them, like they did for some other characters.
Yeah.
So I mean that was basically my thinking behind this list.
I didn't even know it at the time. Oh, just saying on Airborne. Part of the reason I liked him were a couple of design cues, right? And I wasn't thinking that in 1983, right? But the idea of going light blue on a hero military guy. Right?
Ooh.
But you're the designer, Eric. So
So interesting note. Old Vietnam vests that they wore, that the style of that Airborne is wearing, when they sun faded, they turned a bluish teal.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh,
I didn't know that. That's cool.
That those old vests and jackets and stuff, if they were in like direct sunlight in a store window or something like that, that's the color they turn.
Okay. And it
That's-
totally worked.
Yeah,
The
it
tan
completely
khaki and the darker brown and
yeah, the light brown, dark brown, and then the green straps over the blue, over the tan.
yeah.
Great color theory, great color.
He was a
balance,
great
everything.
looking figure. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other bit, and it's, be careful how you talk about it, but it's really hard to get shades of skin color how you want them to be.
Yep.
And the fact that they got what felt to me as a white kid growing up in Bend, Oregon,
A very white kid.
very white kid, sometimes purple like the version 1 Zartan though. It felt to me like they got a really authentic Native American skin tone on.
Yeah, and it always, even as a kid, it bothered me that Zap and Spirit did not have a different skin tone than the other characters.
Yeah.
But Airborne did, and it was fantastic.
And the Zap didn't have his mustache, right? The mustache helped with that, and he didn't have it. But yeah, I dug Airborne like crazy.
Pathfinder Bill asking, was it Peter Cullen that voiced Airborne on the Sunbow? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong there. Such an epic. I mean, he was great. I don't think Real American Hero. I don't think they used Peter Cullen enough.
No, he's Airborne, and who else is he? I know he's a few other characters, but not many.
Nobody super big though. Like Airborne was kind of his main guy, and you didn't get enough of him. Mark Webber, anybody else on that list stick out to you?
I think the cover girl bit is a good call, because I always wanted them to play up more in every sense of the media. She got a ton of time, although it was weird that she was totally different visually on the cartoon than she was on the figure. But the figure had that terrible head with the beehive hairdo.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do with a woman's hair until they did Baroness.
Yeah. So I get why they maybe changed her up for the cartoon, but I love the idea that she's the best mechanic on the whole team.
Yeah.
And I think they should have done more of Clutch and Steeler and Thunder and the armor guys saying, I can't roll the slugger out until Cover Girl gives me the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Right? I really like the idea that
she's in charge of the motor pool.
Yeah, she's not just a mechanic. She's the mechanic. I wish they would play that up more. Because I think the dichotomy of that is cool. Here comes the former runway model, right?
Yeah.
Just grease all over, her hair all messed up.
Who became a tanker. Yeah.
And not one of these A+ alpha male military guys are willing to go into combat until she's signed off that the vehicle's good to go.
I always liked her Hama's early issues with her, where she was so dismissive of everybody, was such a great character trait. That that didn't exist in the cartoon. She's just another nice girl, like everyone else, like any of them, right? Like she's not. She doesn't have a whole ton of personality in there. On
Sunbow, she was just kind of, we used a lot of Scarlet and a lot of Lady. Let's throw Cover Girl into this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jake Rose with a question. Did any of you guys play so much with a character you felt like you knew them like they were in the media? Airborne was one for me.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was Stalker and Spirit, probably. Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow.
Yeah, mine was probably Flash, in that he just didn't have a ton of run anywhere else, but we'll cover him a little bit more later. I'm going to say this for the 100th time on our show. It ticked me off in Devil's Due when they made Cover Girl into Scarlet Light.
Yeah.
Like when they brought her back, they just were like, "Oh yeah, I went to intelligence school. I don't do I don't do a whole lot with tanks anymore." Oh my god.
No, she
no.
Yeah.
And it was for all the reasons that Mark said. That was kind of what made her cool and distinctive. Yep. And they made her a carbon copy of her own teammate, like Hanna-Barbera pumping out Scooby-Doo clones. It didn't work. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
I always wanted them to take the Cover Girl figure, and I would love for Super 7 to do this, because they did the Cover Girl figure, but and redeco it as Scarlet from there's the yearbook cover.
Yeah,
that's-
yearbook 3.
Snake Eyes, like he's in the Brainwave Scanner, and Storm Shadow and Scarlet are on it. But Mike Zach obviously used a CoverGirl figure for reference instead of Scarlet.
Right.
So then they just colored her like Scarlet, like she's got a purple jacket and like. And
Right.
So I've always wanted a CoverGirl figure redecoed as Scarlet.
It ended up being kind of a neat look for Scarlet. Yeah, I remember exactly the cover you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a good look for her. It's different than the leotard, like she's in a gymnastics competition.
Right.
Look. So yeah, it's a great look for Scarlet with the jacket and the actual pants and boots and.
But moving forward, we have a list
sorry.
from. You're good. You're good. Hey, you're the guest, man.
I am the tangent master. So.
Dude, you're on the right show. Don't worry.
That's a solid line, man. That's an Arashikage master that is unclaimed, right?
Tangent master.
Yeah,
Tangent master.
That reminds me of a story.
I'm the 7th slash on the tattoo.
A list for Mark Weber. That includes dial tone, low light, hit and run, dodger, and hey, there's Airborne again.
Hey,
Mark Weber, if you have anything to add on Airborne.
I mean, I didn't really put them in order, and this doesn't even look like Airborne because they forgot the blue.
It's
he got a new vest.
Yeah, it hasn't faded yet, I guess.
Yes, he has the green pants too.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I already talked about Airborne. But a lot of what I like here, and dial tone, just that I was mad that Breaker died, right? Because he was OG, but he was the new communications guy, right? And DJ was like, "What about me? No, you're dead too." So dial tone was the guy. And I've said before, he was the first Joe from Oregon. So I liked that. And file cards matter. So I thought dial tone could have got a little more run after Breaker. Hit and run, I just see as like a bottle episode kind of guy. I don't want to see him with 5 other guys rushing the compound. He's the guy trying to get out with the plans. He's the guy going in to save captured whoever. And he just never got much run, but the figure itself was so awesome. Everybody would have dug a little more hit and run.
They wrote him such a good backstory in that 2 paragraphs on that file card.
Yeah, he has a
and
great
did nothing with it.
Like I said, file cards matter, and they totally lost sight of that along the way. And then the other 2 guys, probably for the comic, because it's a little bit adult, Low Light and Dodger, right? Dodger's the only guy that survived from his unit. And I know Battle Force 2000 is considered kind of a joke, but man, you could write a good story about PTSD or survivor's guilt, more like, on Dodger. So that's cool. And then Low Light, like they play it off as a joke on the file card, right? But he got abandoned in the forest as a kid with a rifle, right? He's all kinds of messed up. Now he's still lethal and dangerous, and everybody, they all like having him on the squad. But that's a guy who was broken as a child and, survived it, overcame it, or learned to live with it. But there's a lot rattling around in his head.
I think they changed it on the file card. Where I think originally it was, like Dad left him in the woods with a rifle and said, "Don't, all right, I'll come back for you in 3 days." And I think that they changed it to soften it, particularly after the Zartan thing, where it said, "Oh well, he got lost in the woods."
Yeah, and that's fine.
But then, of course, the cartoon picked up, I think, from the original file card said, "No, he got abandoned in the woods."
Yeah, you don't have to write it as parental abandonment.
Yeah,
but just the idea that it should have been harrowing, and I'm sure at some point it was, but that he survived it and came out of it. But it doesn't mean he wasn't altered or damaged.
Sunbow did give him that great cartoon episode, though.
Yeah.
As goofy as the MacGuffin device that they were fighting with was, where they're running around in one another's dreams and what have you, like that really took his character apart and put it back together again.
Yeah. I would like to
for that. Season two of Sunbow was fantastic in some of those episodes for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to see more of that, or just more of him moving forward. Like it would have been not a running gag, but every once in a while, Psych Out going, "Hey, Low Light, you you missed our Monday meeting, and he wouldn't even say anything, right? Just keep walking, or just the idea that,
or just say yep, and just it wouldn't break stride.
I wouldn't say I missed it, Bob, right? Like, or Philip, I think, isn't that psych?
Doc, wouldn't say I missed it, Doc.
Yeah, so I think that would have been a cool bit to have. And what's cooler than a sniper, right? Like, could have used a little more. I think a lot of Joes they consider sniper level, but considering that shooter was not even a thing for 20, 30 years,
right?
I think they could have given low light a little more play.
Right. I think snipers were a little bit taboo at the time. I mean, he was listed as a night spotter.
Yeah.
On his card, which says right there that's like, what's a night spotter?
Yeah.
He's a sniper. He's very clearly got the sniper rifle with the big scope, and that's his whole personality almost is coming in that weapon. So
but they could have written around that, right? He doesn't have to be putting it between somebody's eyeballs, right?
Right.
He has to hit the thing that'll open the gate to let the Joes in or out or something.
I understand. In when you get into the weeds, yes, there's other applications, but to sell him to parents sitting on a shelf looking at peg hooks in 1986, that's
there's a psychology that goes along with being a sniper. Why people are picked to be snipers, and why there's a psychological profile that goes with them. That's not great.
Yeah.
They're doing something that's truly difficult and not, there's a gray moral place for what they're doing, and it's a hard thing to I would make the same argument about some drone fighters and stuff, that there's such a disconnect for what they're doing, what they're actually doing, and how it's harming lives and stuff like that. But there's such a disconnect because they're watching it on a screen with a remote. Like, there's a psychological thing that goes with it that's difficult. So calling low light a night spotter or a sharpshooter or something is definitely a way to go when it comes to a child's toy and stuff like that. And as to Diana's point, it's fiction, and it should be you can mess with it and make him a more interesting character and not a completely a messed up character that you can go
to give everybody context who's maybe seeing it. Realistically speaking, we prefer our active as emotionally stable as possible.
But part
continuing. When you think about it, no military psychiatrist or psychologist would let Snake Eyes within 1 million miles of active service.
Exactly. Well, he can't communicate with the people in his group. So there's G.I. Joe. Part of G.I. Joe, what was so much fun is that all these characters had these crazy personalities that wouldn't really fly in the military.
Right.
And
that was what was so much fun about it and stuff. So
right, like even somebody who we don't think of as being particularly controversial, like Wild Bill, would not happen.
No.
It was.
I always thought Wild Bill was based on a character from MASH.
Well, Larry has said that he's one of his buddies from when he served.
I mean, most of them were, right? Most of the original Joes he modeled after someone.
The way he wrote them.
New
a lot
or
of the early
served.
stuff were,
One of the things I like about Low Light,
real quick, sneak this in, Mark. Josiah Elkin with another super chat. Thank you, sir.
Well,
the sniper level math is pretty high level.
Yeah. And they did in the military movie Jarhead, which not everybody likes. I know actual military folks don't like it much. But they showed a good bit where the sniper and the spotter were waiting forever to be able to take their shot, and they're on the edge of getting to do it, and they get called to stand down. And the idea that the mental toll of being that hyper on edge for a week, waiting for the green light, getting it, and then having it turned off. for whatever reason. I think there was an airstrike coming in and they didn't want, it was going to get the guy anyway. And they didn't want the sniper shot to set off the base. But the mental toll of taking the shot, not taking the shot, preparing for it, waiting, having to be at the very top of your game for days, and then maybe not getting to shoot or getting to shoot. It was a bit in the comic I loved. I think it was Devil's Due, where Zartan came back to base and basically went into a locked room and had a psychotic episode. And I think Zanya or Zorana stood guard at the door, and someone came to see him and said, yeah, he's not coming out today. The idea that Zartan is so many people that he loses track of who he used to be. Who is he? And I love that kind of thing. I think you could apply it to low light, right? Successful or not, whether he even pulled the trigger or not, he might need some time when he comes back from downrange, right? I like it. There's a lot there, and they never really got into that.
Ragtime Rob, you have anything to throw on this before we move on to my list?
No.
You be
No,
that
I
way.
would just be covering the same ground a lot of you guys have. So
I talk too long.
Yeah. That's, again, Mark, you're on the right show. And then there's my list to finish up. Of course, I got Beachhead. I got Flash on there. I got Snow Job. I got Short Fuse. And I got, in my top spot, Blizzard. I told you we would come back to Blizzard. I liked how I used different media for all of the different photos of on this list. I'm
very nice.
But Blizzard I got because, again, he's the best snow trooper that they ever made as a toy.
Yeah.
And he is nowhere else.
He's in like one issue of the comics, right?
Right.
But
even there, like he's in a couple of panels and maybe says something, but that like he doesn't. It could have been anybody.
And I think it's well after he'd have been on the shelf. Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been Alpine on skis. It wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
It was just, he was there because why not? But so just anything for this guy. And I understand not everybody on a team where you have 600 distinct characters.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to necessarily stick out, but just a little bit of a spotlight for a figure that they just did supremely well.
Yeah.
Eric, you're the guest. What else on this list sticks out to you?
For me, I'm gonna say Short Fuse, because I always thought he was his file card was interesting again.
Right.
And he barely gets any he doesn't get any play. He's kind of like this, like almost like vaudevillian, or comic act in the first miniseries of the cartoon. And whenever, where he's, just going on and on, he's like, no, I'm going to tell it. Like, it was just kind of like this, like weird kind of thing for him. But
I hated him so much.
Yeah, but like in the comic, he doesn't really get much play. I loved, even though like the art is all over the place in this book. But G.I. Joe, was it Declassified, where Hama wrote that story about the Joes first getting together?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it was for Devil's Due, but it was like kind of in the continuity of the original book. But like he has that great little bit about Short Fuse losing it and all this stuff, in that, how that was really good. And
right.
But that's kind of the only fleshing out we really ever get of him.
Yeah, and even there he felt like they kind of squeezed him in.
Yeah.
He got 2 pages in this big mini series for his to frame his entire personality. But that's absolutely why I got him on there, Eric. That is because he has been there since the beginning, and he is a complete unknown.
Yeah, like was said about snipers and math, like the mortar guys, like they do a lot of it's very similar with the math and the trajectory and all that stuff, like working all that stuff out in their head, like on the spot.
Yeah, and that's part of his file card. It says, "Oh, he's brilliant. He does all this stuff in his head."
But then he has a short fuse and he blows up. And he has because he has a temper.
But thanks to Dave McDonald for the super chat. What about Skee-Ball, who's also Blizzard? Ragtime Rob, what do you think? What else is going on this
Yeah,
list for you?
Snowjob kind of sticks out for me. Not just because he's the second snow guy on your list, but
Right.
he got such a great intro in issue 11.
And
Yeah.
that was it.
And then they never played
saw
with
it
that
again.
aspect of his character again.
Never saw it again.
Yeah.
Anywhere. They make
Yeah,
make reference to it on the Sunbow cartoon, but you never actually see him in action.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a couple of bits. There's one where he's like, isn't there the one with the gold coins and stuff? Isn't he playing poker at the end and like
I don't think
with Ace and everybody?
No, he's not part of that.
No, he's not. Okay, I might be. Yeah, he definitely could have gotten more play. One of my favorite Snowjob stories is actually from Renegades. That issue that introduces Snowjob in Renegades was really great.
Mm-hmm.
That episode where it introduces him.
Yeah, it was a different take, but
Yeah, it was a very different take.
Like again, I'm kind of going on classic Snowjob
Oh,
where he's got this guy, this reputation, and this shyster personality, and they never used it but once.
Yeah,
Just
I
once.
think the only other real arc with him is the Barovia capture.
And it doesn't really come into play.
And it doesn't really, it never really comes into play. So
There was a good Devil's Due or IDW issue where something happened quickly in Brazil or somewhere, and the closest Joe was Snowjob coming back from some long range deployment, and they actually sent him to Brazil, and he's like, all I have is my snow gear. He was running around in snow pants in Brazil or something, but they played up the sniper part of him too, that he's a biathlete, right?
Yeah.
And that's cool, and they didn't play that up that much. He's not just a ski guy.
Right. Back in the early days, those early Joes, man, they double and triple up on jobs.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
all about economy.
Yeah.
But it was a small team.
Yeah. I mean, isn't Stalker the ranger, interpreter, medic originally?
Yes. Yep.
Right. Mark Weber, how about the list? What do you think?
I love Short Fuse. It's easy to like the OG, but very few of the Joes had warts, right? Or a visible flaw. And the fact that he had such a hair trigger temper that they named him after it, right? That's cool, but that nobody else can do what he does. A very specialized skill that I know he didn't sell as a figure like the other guys, because Mortar isn't that exciting, right? But in the days before drone warfare, it was one of the only weapons you had that could do that.
Yeah, it's portable artillery.
Yeah. So the fact that he's so good at his job that they put up with his fiery temper, and the idea that it is all math based, right? But under fire in the highest of stakes, you could see why he'd be really mad when he didn't do his job or didn't do it well enough, right? And it put people in danger. So I dig that. There's a lot there.
And I'll throw the ones we didn't talk about, I'll throw a little extra on there because Flash showed up on a couple of lists. And my take on Flash was always they gave him this high pressure work anytime you saw him in the early issues of comic, right? And we were comic guys, Robin. That was our introduction to G.I. Joe. So Flash is showing up and he's, using his laser to cut through a pipe to get to the cable so Breaker can take out the alarms, or he's taking out the lock mechanism when they get trapped inside the base. And Stalker and Snake Eyes are just asleep, letting him do it to save oxygen, knowing that they might not ever wake up, but they trust him because he's that good. And so Flash to me always stuck out as being, hey, this guy, he's like, I always got the impression he was one of the younger guys on that team, but they trusted him with some big stuff. Like they sent him up.
He's got an experimental weapon.
Yeah, they sent him up in the space shuttle.
Yeah.
And he saved the world.
He saved every one of us.
Right. I mean, he said, and and so like then he just kind of disappears.
Yeah.
To the point where Devil's Due kills him off, and we've seen a couple little cameos of him here in the Skybound run. And there's little bubbles here and there. He had one episode on the show, but even still, that wasn't about him. He was just Airborne's buddy.
Yeah.
There's so much to play with. He does so many different things that they just should have done more. And I just think he was kind of handcuffed because his name was Flash.
Flash
yeah.
so hard you wonder if they brought him back from space. I mean, it was
yeah. Well, it was also like in the cartoon, having a laser trooper didn't seem like a big deal because everybody had lasers.
Yeah.
But
so it was
he could have been the electronics expert.
Yeah.
He also leaned into that sniper thing a little bit. So like there's other places for him to play.
Yeah.
And they didn't do any of it.
And his Devil's Due exit though was solid.
Right.
That was big.
He kicked much ass on the way out the door.
Yeah. And I love the bit. There was some bit where they showed Hawk recruiting him. Maybe it was in that declassified bit.
Yeah.
Where he had put together a laser rangefinder and he was showing it to Hawk and Hawk broke it. And he said, that's fine. I can reroute the power and it'll still work, but it'll be handheld. And then Hawk broke it again.
Right.
And then he said, I'm going to say that's like 72 and a half yards. And Hawk said, based on what? He said, based on I was a goddamn good quarterback in high school.
Right.
Like, okay.
Because I could chuck a football, you old man.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys want to see me throw one over the mountains there?
Right. Out in Lodi. And lastly, I got Beachhead on there because that seems like he's kind of a B-list guy, and I say that meaning high. He's not a top guy in this franchise, but he's probably on that next level just from being popular. We've never gotten anything personality-wise from him. Like even last year, they did a silent issue around him, but that could have been any of the Joe Badass. And it would have worked. And that's not to crap on the work that Phil Hester did. I love that issue. I thought it was great. But he was all over the Sunbow cartoon, but it was never about him.
Yeah.
He was just kind of like he was the guy who cranked off at the dudes who were slacking.
And didn't wear deodorant.
Didn't wear deodorant. He got played for laughs, but he never looked like a goof.
Right.
He got like they didn't listen to him, but he was usually right. Like Beachhead was just there to be a plot point. Whenever he showed up on the cartoon,
he was the wet blanket.
Kind of. Again, it's like he wasn't always a butthole. He was just there to do his job. And how sometimes the Joes reacted okay with that, and sometimes they were like, "I'm trying to take a nap,"
Right.
But so like he was just kind of reacting to whatever they had going on. But I would just once, for a guy who's as popular as he is, give us something. Why is he so good at his job? What drove him to be, not just a ranger, which is already tough, but to be a ranger good enough to be on the G.I. Joe team, which is insane. And we caught a little bit of that in his spotlight in Skybound, and I hope we catch a little bit more.
It's too easy just to say, "Oh, well, he's the asshole," right? He's not. He's utterly uncompromising. And why is he? A little more of why is he that way?
Right. What happened to him?
Yeah.
What happened to him to mold him like that? He was not born that way.
Yeah.
Something happened. He goofed up somehow.
What forest was he left in?
Right. He goofed up somehow, and he promised himself he was never going to goof up again.
Right. Or the flip of it, right? Like we love it when the Punisher clears out a building and then stops to pet the dog on the way out, right?
Right.
The crack, the bit of there is something in there, but we don't see it very often.
And speaking of the Punisher, tangent time. Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Here.
Didn't Spider-Man Brand New Day make him like relatable for the first time ever?
Yeah, PG-13 Punisher is not my favorite Punisher.
I'm just saying.
Oh, he is mine, just simply because it looks like he's not such a damaged wreck.
Yeah.
That he's one note.
Yeah, right. He's a character I've never, ever
I never believed that he could function in any sort of actual comic book universe until now.
Well, I can't.
Between Daredevil and Brand New Day, I actually kind of like the Punisher in the MCU.
I can't stand characters that make other characters act out of character. And Punisher is one of those characters. Like, when he shows up and Captain America or Spider-Man or Iron Man are there, they should just try and capture him. He's a mass murderer. Like, no matter, even if they're criminals and stuff, doesn't matter. He's still he's a serial killer. And Spider-Man, Captain America, and that they should not accept this just because they like him or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why they would like this guy.
They don't. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
They outright hate him in the comic books.
Yeah.
But they team up and then they let them go. Like, why? Like, it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I think what I thought was a big, and I liked that. I liked the movie a ton. But I thought that it would have been so easy to write is when Spider-Man's leaving MJ in his care, right? For him to say, you got this, right, Frank? And the idea that Frank could, something like, I had a little girl, right? Like, that he knows how important this is.
Right.
So I thought that was an easy bit that would have been great for Frank and a big miss.
I think it was kind of inherent in there, though, just simply from the way he was.
It was a little bit there. I always forget it's actually MJ because of the red hair.
Yeah.
You know, you're particular for gingers, Mark. We understand.
Everybody was wondering who Sadie Sink was going to play in the movie, and I'm like, obviously she's Mary Jane.
Whoops.
What, we can have 8 billion Spider-Men, but we can't have 2 Mary Janes? Come on.
That's what we got for top fives, everybody. Let us know what you think. Put your comments. Put your top fives down in the bottom row and in the big boy comments down below. Help us win that YouTube algorithm game. Eric, you're our guest, man. You get anything cool in? What'd you get in?
Trying to think the last thing I bought. I bought a lot of used Jack's Pirates of the Caribbean stuff recently. That's about all I've gotten in.
Hey, that's cool though. You make cool stuff out of cool stuff. So that's always, I always want to know what you're getting in, because you customize the crap out of stuff.
Yeah, most of my collection is customized. So I have gotten in. Recently I got in the Dime Novel Legends, the Not Cobra Officer and Not Cobra Trooper.
Okay.
Figures. But you know, Dime Novel Legends is a thing. I carry it in my store, so I kind of have most of it. In addition to selling it as being a retailer for them. So
it's funny you mentioned that, because next week a guest on this program will be John Russell of Chicken Fried.
Nice.
There we go.
Making his What's on Joe Mind debut.
Oh,
really?
Yes. I mean, weird that it take this long.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he confronted me about it last year at Assembly Required. It's like, but why have you never asked? I was like, John, I don't know. I guess I never thought you'd say yes. So
that makes this Hulk 180.
Right.
And next week is 181.
Next week is Hulk, this Hulk 181 with Wolverine right here.
With glove claws. Yeah.
So yeah, John Russell will be on the program, the famed Alyosha, on What's on Joe Mind for the very first time.
Yeah, Katrina and I do a lot of work for DNL for him. So we we're big supporters.
It shows, man, because that line's awesome.
Yeah, the line is great. We don't do a lot of design work for that. It's mostly like package work or prints or posters, or like I designed the new updated Not Cobra logo. That's the cow skull. Stuff like that.
But we're running long, so I don't want to go too far into what we got in. And frankly, Rob and I didn't get a whole lot in anyway. Mark's in Oregon.
Wait,
I got the spoiler in the mail today.
a sticker.
Mark got a sticker
And a magnet.
But we did get something that we'd be remiss if we did not do a quick live unboxing
/ bloodletting.
Yeah.
That's right. I love that so much, and we never get to use it. So box knife is out, everyone. Box knife is out.
This portion of the program brought to you by OSHA.
And Band-Aids.
Right.
My first medical hospital.
It's too bad Doc's dead.
On standby.
Yeah.
Am I cutting towards me? I am.
Yes,
It's
you
okay.
are.
The
Yes,
first
you are.
cut brought to you by Bactine.
Okay.
This heavily flowing surface wound brought to you by the American Dream Dusty Roads. Yeah.
As long as you don't bleed like Ric Flair does.
There you
Uncle
go.
Terry. He's over there, Uncle Terry. Ah. I love Terry Funk. I love this is from the Gunny and Gene. And Mark, this will be coming your way. This will be ready for you when you get home.
Not to Oregon, though, I hope, because won't be here long.
No. Remember what I asked you for your address this past week?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why.
Ooh.
The smell is heavenly already, and look,
Boy.
it's in a plastic tub.
Look at that. Come on now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's brownies.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, so good. The smells already. I am overcome.
Mhm.
Peanut butter is what I've got in my hand now. So it's brownies with peanut butter chips. We got butterscotch pecan.
Come on now.
This is waiting for you when you get back, man.
Right?
We got chocolate.
Chocolate.
Peppermint. Gunny. Oh my God, you're amazing.
All of a sudden, me doing the podcast got more popular with Mrs. Weber.
Only if she stops to sniff the box.
Yeah.
I think this is four chocolate.
You can't ship 5 chocolate across state lines.
No,
Yeah,
that,
no.
They get
The
antsy
Smokey
about
and the
that.
Bandit thing.
I'll flag
And
that.
here's chocolate pecan.
Oh.
So that right there, that we have to figure out something great to do for the Gunny.
Come on. Yeah, we won't be cooking anything.
No, not
No.
well. Ragtime Rob might. He's good at that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
the stuff I cook, I don't know if it travels.
Yeah.
It's tough to send a good spaghetti sauce, right?
Yeah.
I make a good lasagna, but I don't know that I'd ship it to anybody.
Yeah.
Mark, the positive part is it would get there looking about like it did when you sent it.
Probably. Yeah, probably true.
So it looks like. So Gunny, thank you, sir. We cannot. It's amazing. You always take care of us, and we gotta we owe you something really cool.
When I saw who that was from, I was hoping that's what was in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Baked goods.
I don't tell Rob about this stuff. I try to let him keep some of his childlike wonder and joy. It's because I'm a decent brother, not a great one, but at least a decent one.
A lot of care there with the Rubbermaid and the
Yeah.
There is bubble wrap all over that thing. Those brownies, there's barely a crumb. That's because of the moistness.
Yeah.
And that's the one place where it's good to say the word moist. And I know we've wrecked Eric's night because he's with the celiac.
I can't eat any of that.
Right? That
It is completely
mean, man.
untouchable.
I haven't had a brownie in years.
We gotta figure out. We'll make some beans, make some out of beans or something, and send them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bean curdy.
I can send you a fried crisp bean burrito. Taco time. They're good. Just say.
Look, man, Jeff Butler vouches for him. So what else can you say?
Yeah.
But that's what we got in.
Yeah.
So I don't care what the rest of you got in. It's not as good as that.
No.
That's all I'm saying. I love cake like a fat kid loves cake. Andrew Gauguin is salivating already.
Andrew Gauguin driving to the plates right now.
It's how I keep my balance. Pathfinder Bill is correct. Nothing beats a good brownie. Oh, man. Yeah, no, I need to not think about them anymore. I gotta speak through this mouth, and it's too busy water. I need to stop. But yeah, I should actually have some toys to share next week. So there's that to look forward to. I got a box full of brownies, Rob.
I know.
You got a box full of what? What'd they get? We don't care. I don't care what they.
I got a DC. I got a DC finest coming sometime this week.
That's fantastic, Rob. Whatever. That man was trained to bake by the U.S. Marine Corps.
That's right.
And we have his brownies.
That's right.
Shout-outs. Eric Aranya. Shout it out, man.
Obviously I'm gonna shout out John Russell. He's been real good to us when, it hasn't always been great to find stuff.
Right.
But I've a big shout out to Culture Fly. They've been giving us some work, which has been great, and Big Bad.
What does Culture Fly do that folks might recognize?
Oh, it's mostly very kitschy, like a lot of blind box stuff, like squishies and fidget toys and stuff. But they're doing a lot of licensed fidget things and squishies and stuff. And we got on their radar because of our work at Hasbro and stuff like that. So every time I think I've gotten away from Star Wars, pulls me back. I never want to see it again. No, no. Getting to draw Darth Vader one more time is it's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. And but
maybe some Star Wars squishies will lead to a little bit more. Maybe we're doing some Snake Eye squishies.
Oh yeah. But yeah, also
Hasbro doesn't do their own stuff anymore.
Yeah,
could happen.
Big Bad recently showed, and people seem very excited about it. But the Fury Force stuff, and I did a lot of it. I did some early design work on that, which was great and a lot of fun. And it was very, very cool to kind of work on something that Hama created pre G.I. Joe, which was pretty cool. I didn't do tons of it because they have Big Bad has their parts library, and I don't know their parts library very well because but so I did like two main. I did I don't even remember the woman character's name anymore, but I did Fury and I did her, and then I did a lot of like secondaries and gear and weapons and stuff like that to go over existing bodies and stuff like that. So I don't claim to have designed the line or anything like that. I just did a bunch of design work for them, and which has been cool, and the figures look great. So
sorry, our in the middle of that, our upstairs neighbors sounded like they wanted to visit through the kitchen ceiling. So
that's the fastest way in.
Fastest way to the brownies.
Right.
I smelled the brownies.
I will fight all of you. All of you.
He's got a box knife.
Who else you got, Eric?
I'm gonna throw a shout out to Adam Riches, who works at Culture Fly, but all the Joe fans would know him from comic art and packaging art, and he did the awesome G.I. Joe Classified Sergeant Slaughter packaging, the first one. Great artist and stuff like that, and he recently landed at Culture Fly, and that's how we got on their radar and stuff like that. And great guy, great designer, great artist, a great friend. So
we like Adam Riches very much here. What's on Joe Mind?
Most fans know him as the guy that outbid them on the Royal Guard.
Yes,
right.
And on every Royal Guard.
Every Royal Guard. Yes.
When I go to cons, I look for Royal Guards, and I send him. I buy Royal Guards for him. So.
And the dealers are like, that's not for sale. I'm saving it for Adam.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Where do you think it was going? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I think he probably has more of them than I got a beachhead.
Yeah.
Oh, there'll be a fight at some point. What a
Okay,
war!
Hey, let's
I
hope.
think it's well over 100. I know that, and it might be approaching 2. For him.
Well, then I'm
It's
kicking his ass.
No,
Mike's
it's
still-
an absurd amount.
Mike snorts at almost 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Almost 2.
I'm not. I could be completely wrong. It might be way more than I think, but
I mean, we'll just throw this out. This is not up. Oh, I don't have it loaded up anymore. Never mind.
I mean, I think this is a rap battle that needs to happen.
Look, man, it's a big enough deal that I normally have a graphic with theme music and everything ready to go.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot.
Do you only
It's a big
collect
number.
Beachhead version 1s?
In regards to the collection, in regards to Beach Party 86, follow the hashtag. Yes. Do I have some other ones? Also, yes.
Well, yeah,
They don't count into the big number.
got
Is
it.
it more like hashtag Beach Party 271? Yes, as well.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like Beach Party almost 300 kind of stuff. We'll have a count next week. I got one that should be here Saturday. So
Can we do a 300 poster with Beachhead on it instead of Leonidas? That'd be amazing. Right? You know what? I have so many talented artist friends, but I can have AI do it for nothing. And think how badass he'll look with 9 fingers and 6 toes.
Oh, I know.
Each
That
hand.
would be great.
So good. Yeah.
and a second head.
Yes. Beachheads.
A superfluous
Beach
ninth
heads.
nipple.
And one sleepy eye.
The
Like Shawn
quilting
Michaels.
on his mask is going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Horizontal.
So good.
It'll be a Spider-Man mask. It'll
It'll just be a Spider-Man head.
Eric, who else you shouting out?
I don't know. I don't like anyone else. That's fine.
Forget you, Katrina. You're out of here.
Right?
Ragtime Rob, shout out.
Hey, shout out to our guest tonight. Thanks for coming on, Eric. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
And a quick shout out to the studio audience, and of course, I mean to the Gunny, who's probably hasting my eventual end.
Yeah.
Right.
But
What a way to go!
What a way to go, man.
I was proud of myself. I've been losing weight for a while now. Slowly. That's probably gonna stop.
And the Gunny sent you some in the mail.
Yeah. That's probably it. Who else you got, Rob?
That's it.
Mark Weber.
I mean, the handoff is too easy because Eric said I don't like anybody else. So I'm going to shout out to Katrina Saranya. Solid. Just because that's a low blow and needs a shot, I'll take it. But a handful of my friends, old school friends in Bend, Oregon, who came out to see the random roaming returning Mark Weber this week. It's always good to see old friends. So that's solid.
Do they know that you're the honcho now?
I don't think they do. If they did, they'd line up, right? But
Right. I mean,
these people
just the
don't
rings.
they don't even know who I am. They just know who I used to be. Yeah.
That's all right. That guy had more hair.
Yeah. Oh, and to the guy who dug up Bend High soccer field. Yeah. Yeah. We buried a couple guys there, me and Tim Gates. So appreciate that.
And replaced all divots.
That on the down low.
But none of
Nope.
them were Tim Roberts.
Right. Nobody's watching this show, so it's fine, Mark. It's okay.
No statute of limitations on murder.
No, again, somebody'd have to be watching. We know that's not
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I should shout out from the comments. We had a couple guys who were brand new today, right? One of them, Pathfinder Bill, apparently is an Oregonian. So welcome home.
right.
Yeah,
How did you miss us for this long?
I don't know. Go find episode 304. Right around the 38-minute mark, we go into the Bend, Oregon accent. It's amazing.
You know, we went this entire episode. You're in Bend, Oregon,
Mhm.
and I haven't played the music.
Well, I mean, it's playing out. It's playing outside. I can just open the window.
Yeah, it's
I mean, sure, fair enough, but
because he's in the area, it just blends in so seamlessly
Yeah.
we don't notice it.
We need to get Paul Sidaway to give us a top fives song. Maybe that's the Paul's next assignment.
Remember Paul Schaefer always had a brand new theme for the top 10 list?
Yeah.
Should be cracking open a red stripe with my little shuffle dance like you're supposed to do.
Torpedo 8384 is giving me some love right there. I approve of that.
I don't know what made that go away right there.
Oh.
That needed to stop. There we go. Torpedo Mike, nobody's fast on the ground, beats underground.
It's ironic that I'm the varsity soccer coach at a Christian school.
Right.
And when they say, what exactly is your theory of youth soccer? And I'm like, yeah, nobody's fast on the ground.
Nobody's fast on the ground.
Nobody. And they're like, could you expand on that? I'm like, it's kind of like sweep the knee in Cobra Kai. Bill's from Pendleton. Pendleton was the very edge of the Intermountain Conference. So it was a long road trip. And very authentically Western cowboy out there. So that's also where my Bend High head coach, Rocky Dillenberg, went to Pendleton. Stayed in conference, but got a full-time teaching and coaching job out there and left in what I like to say 4 years too late. So let's give a shout out to Rocky Dillenberg and his CNI dog.
There you go.
Yeah. And shout out to this.
What's
a shout out to Maybe.
There you go.
The giantest of cats. She weighs like a watermelon.
That's like a short-haired version of Dr. Saxo.
Yeah.
Rock and roll cat.
Meow. 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 Meow.
Things fall apart at the end of the show, Eric.
This is the All Oregon show. We had a guy who used to live here, Joe Barrett, nowhere man child, grew up watching Ramblin' Rod and Tom Peterson commercials. This is all in my wheelhouse. Dot Woods, Portland Wrestling, Shakey's Pizza.
I will reiterate Ragtime Rob shout outs. Thank you to our live audience. You guys are here just about every week. A lot of names are always the same. Thank you to reiterate Mark's shout out to the new folks for showing up and contributing and being a part of things. We try to build family. We try to build community. You know, we want you guys to come out and meet us at shows. We want you guys to go out and meet one another at shows. We want you guys to maybe throw your own shows, maybe do some swap meets, get together, find one another. This is a fun hobby. It's more fun when you got people to share it with.
We want more Oregonians on the show, but not Klamath Falls. That is a shadowy place. You must never go there.
Look, man, maybe the folks from Klamath, maybe Klamath Falls guys, maybe they could just travel up for road trips. Maybe they could. Maybe we just don't host in Klamath Falls.
Watch out for those Klamath Falls guys. And Burns. Oh, Burns is terrible.
If you're catching us on replay, we love you too. You count for just as much. Just remember, whatever you do make sure you're doing all that cool YouTube stuff for us. It really does go a long way. We appreciate you stopping and watching. That does, of course, help most of all. But make sure while you're here, please do all that cool YouTube stuff. There it goes. There it's finally showing up for me. Hit that thumbs up and like the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and get yourself counted amongst our membership. We're close to 1,600. We'd really love to make it to 2,000 because remember my promise of 2,000. I'll never ask again.
I just start asking.
Yeah, Rob will probably do it. But I'll have to give him I'll have to give him a $5 though, and then so he ain't gonna do it for free.
That's folding money.
Make sure you share us in your online circles, whether that be on Reddit or on Facebook. It always means more when it comes from you. I can share our links all over the place. It doesn't mean nothing. The algorithm hates it. But if you do it, it counts for like triple.
Yeah.
And of course, leave us a big boy comment down below. Again, we're here every week, so come on back and join us again next Thursday at 9 p.m. for another episode of What's on Joe Mind. As our friend Vagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. We'll be back next Thursday at 9 again. Who's our guest?
Chicken fried toys.
I guess half points for Mark. John Russell. Chicken fried toys.
I wasn't taking notes.
Yeah, I was told there would be no quiz.
Special thank.
Marvel's U.S. agent John Russell will be here.
That's John Walker.
That's John Walker.
No, that's Wyatt Russell. Get it right. See what I did
Oh,
there?
played by Wyatt Russell. Sure.
Special thanks to this week's guest, Eric Aranya, for joining
That's
our
right.
match.
Outstanding.
And our wonderful friends and sponsors at Kokomo Toys. We will be back next week. As our friend Vagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back next week for another episode of What's on Joe Mind. Have a great night, everybody. And yo, Joe. There it is.